Welcome to the Clash Masters presented by Rush.gg. I'm Carvin, joined here with Itsu for the play-in stages. And this is getting ready to find out who is going to the playoffs. Itsu, how are you doing today? Oh, Itsu, I think you might be muted.
Oh, okay, there we go.
There it is.
I'm doing great. The question is, are the teams prepared as well for today and how they're going to do? So I think we should take a look at the format, how those teams came here, because at this point it's getting kind of complicated because we have those different matchups. At this point, we are in the play-in stage. Yesterday we had the bracket stage, or we had 3 days of competition. All matches were best of one with a double elimination format overall. And today we have the play-in stage, where it's 1 day of competition, 4 individual matches, which we have already seen with the matchups on social media. And at the end, it's the big question, because those winner of the matches, they're then going to get into the playoffs, where everything is then getting decided for prize money and so on and so on. So that is the thing what we're looking at today, Carbon.
Absolutely. And the big thing is, the 5th through 8th places picked their opponents, and we'll be taking a look a little bit later of who picked who to play. But let's take a look at the prize pool that these players are going to be competing for, including eventually the playoffs. But what have they done? Well, they have played in the qualifiers, and teams have earned money through that to get points, and $7,000 through the qualifiers. But yesterday was the last chance qualifiers that we were covering, and 1st through 4th got $500, and 5th through 8th $250, and then the play-in winners $250. And then that's going to lead us to the playoffs, because the teams are fighting for that first place prize of $10,000 and the golden ticket, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. And today we're going to see the second half of the teams who are going to get to those playoffs and have the chance of competing for this golden ticket, because that is the one big thing everyone is looking for. That's the one big goal those teams have on the menu and they're fighting for. The big question obviously is who is actually able to get and achieve that goal, because there's a lot on the line. There's only one chance today for those teams.
Yeah, only one chance. And let's take a look at the matchups that we have here for today. And it's the 4 matchups, which means if you win and you're in, that is it. There's no bracket that you have to play. And we have that first. We have Lakota Bushido taking on Strat. And Lakota Bushido was actually a team that was not able to pick first. Marcos Gaming was. So Marcos Gaming picked first, and they picked to take on Team Ninja. And then Team XO was the second team. They picked Bezinger. Vanguard Gaming then picked Viantompanai instead of Strat. And then Strat was forced to take on Lakota Bushido. So it's really interesting. And I knew that teams would not want to face Strat, especially at this stage of the competition, where you just have to win one war and then you're in. But still, defeating Strat is going to be such a difficult task. But these teams are, hopefully they're going to try to take on their opponent and see if they can advance to the playoffs.
That's right. And I think we're already ready for the first match. So let's dive into the first roster setup for those two teams. For the players who are competing, as I said, we have Lakota Bushido versus Strat. On the side of Lakota Bushido, we have Joachim, Surf, Bonky, Blacksmith, and Kevin Jr. And I feel like the Strat side, Carbon, we know the faces, right?
Yes, we do indeed. With Tryhard, Ast, Mask, Yo-Yo 23, and the Captain Boom. That is going to be closing it out there for Strat. And this is essentially fighting for the 8th place seed. So the winner of this match is going to be taking on Queen Walkers into the playoffs, because Queen Walkers was the first overall seed. So that is very interesting, and it's going to be kind of reverse order. So we're fighting out the 8th seed in this match. The second war today is going to be fighting the 7th seed, and so on. So Queen Walkers taking on the winner of this. Oh my goodness, if it's a Queen Walkers or a Strat match, you know it's just going to be an incredible one. But Lakota Bushido wants to come in with the upset to try to surprise Strat. And the question is, what kind of bases are you going to have to throw Strat's way to surprise him? I just feel like they're used to every base that you just... it's going to be almost impossible. We're going to have to see. Just they're hoping for just a mental mistake maybe on dropping a troop and just barely wrong that could cause you to fail.
Yeah, I feel like for Strat though, my guess would be they're going with anti-2-star bases because it is so easy to mess like one attack up, and if it's going to be like a 70 or even 80% 2-star, this pretty much allows you to already have fail guaranteed as well on the other side, on your side. And we know Strat typically do not fail that often, so that might be the way to go. I'm really looking forward to see the base choices overall, and to see if the teams which might have not that big of a name just yet might are going for some underdog strategies. For example, we have seen yesterday a couple of times the Dragon Riders coming back instead of Lalo. So different approaches from different teams over there, different understandings of the meta, which then again makes the life of the base builders a little bit rough, to be honest, because you cannot defend everything. You have to decide for something. And if they're coming in with this curveball and throwing Dragon Riders at your base, even though you're expecting maybe Lalo, it could be a heavily different outcome. So that's going to be the one thing we need to concentrate on today as well.
Yeah, we do have to keep focused on that indeed. And the big thing is, maybe if we have some time, well, I don't know what the first attack is, we could show you the 1st through 4th place teams who got the playoff spots, because we know Queen Walkers is the very first seed overall. But, and actually, receiving word, the first attack for this war is coming in right now. So we have to jump straight into it. And it is a Lalo attack. We have Bushido starting it off with the rocket loons onto the cannon to help clear a little bit of a funnel down south, because he wants to path his king in towards this Eagle artillery, as we do have some open wall compartments. Look at that. We got a log launcher, so potentially going to send the log launcher in to help assist with this king all the way through the bottom of the space.
Yeah, and the log launcher now has to take down, at least one Inferno Tower. And that's like the one thing which we have seen now many times from pros, not only using it with Queen charges, but as well, for example, with those hero dives, that you try to combine the log launcher and especially the logs to take down core buildings. Not even only opening the walls for certain troops, but as well just making sure that those logs can deal the damage and can take down those core buildings. And that's exactly happening with the Yeti Clan Castle coming out as well. The Queen at the same time had to force her ability. Now the question is, with the heavily stacked Tesla farm around this scatter shot, can the Royal Champion do the thing and clear out this entire section of the base?
With one invisibility spell still to use, RC ability goes off, takes out the whole right side. The Queen can... oh, he's going to make her invisible, or is he going to make the RC invisible? No, neither one of them. So he's going to save onto the invisibility for later in this raid for the Lalo. Typically, I like to always use that invisibility onto my heroes, because I just don't feel it's the same value with your balloons. But either way, the Rage over the Town Hall, going to be crushing here. Pops that one ability, also clips the Hound. So that can fly all the way across to tank the Scattershot and air defense even longer.
Yeah, and the Tornado Trap is keeping those loons inside the Town of Poison. You can see how much this Town of Poison can actually do to those loons. Loons are dying really quickly, but he just had too many, and he delayed quite a few of them for this left side. But the air defense left standing, I think there's just too many loons. He's even having another haste. Now swagging already the spells. And there we go. Bushido starting off strong. We have to say, none of those teams have to be underestimated. Every single team of those are capable of getting those high scores. And it feels like so far that was a beautiful attack. But at the same time, I am surprised seeing those anti-3-star style bases of Strat. I feel like, I mean, obviously right now I'm not even in the position of a pro team, or I haven't asked any of those teams at the moment, but I feel like whenever I recently have casted any matches, I felt like always those anti-2-star bases were doing the best in general. So out of the teams so far are opting away from anti-2-star bases, which has to have some reason, right? So there needs to be a reason behind that. I would love to know it, because from a spectator from the outside, looks like under 2 stars are doing way better. So that's just an interesting takeaway from the teams, feeling that anti-3 works better for them. But so far, at least the first attack is going to be a triple for Bushido.
Yeah, and trying to run those anti-2 stars, you feel like if the players know what they're doing on the base, can they easily take it down with maybe like Queen Charge, jump into the core in the Town Hall? And it just feels like either a team really knows how to destroy a ring base, like an anti-2 if that's the case, or they just don't, where like we saw last year, how some teams really struggled, and the moment that the teams brought those anti-2s, they got stopped right in their tracks. And it's kind of like, feels like it could either be one or the other, but in this one, that anti-3 star design kind of goes down, takes it, and we see a lot of times it's really that small mistake that is what matters. Will that one small dropping the troop on the wrong tile cause the queen to go the wrong way, not to get the value you want? And really, I feel like these wars, that's what it comes down to. Like, you can get 3 stars through all 4 of your first attacks, and then your 5th one falls short, and that's all it takes to lose a war like this.
Yeah, and interesting enough, we see now the Queen Charge Hydra coming in from Boom. We know that he's practicing his Queen Charge more and more in the Legends. And he's like right now one of the best Queen Charge lalo attackers in the world, and is showing that off in his Legends stats. I think he has like nearly, or I think even above, one of his accounts above 300. 300 trophies a day on offensive. Like, some people are just getting excited because they get once 300 offensive trophies. Boom is just doing that on average and doing every single day his attacks versus the best players and best spaces out there, which is crazy to think about. And now he's switching things up to come in with the Queen Charge Hydra, deciding this Queen Charge on the other side would just fit better for this style of base, with having the King funneling the outside and the Clan Castle taken care of with his Queen Charge around the top side.
Yeah, with these dragons pushing their way straight across to the Town Hall, gonna clip and pop this Warden ability to protect some dragons and that blimp, making it. Is he going to invest a rage over the Town Hall, with the rage going down to his queen and another rage coming down on the Town Hall section? Royal Champ is down. Oh, there's a tornado trap spinning these Yetis into the single, and hopefully he's looking to take that down as quick as possible as the queen is walking her way to the top side.
Yeah, she's walking around this top side. As long as this multi-ferment tower is taken care of, this looks great, because the queen can reach everything else over there. The double red mine shouldn't change too much, and especially now with the Royal Champion coming in from this bottom side, this looks like a done deal. He's missing the freeze on the scatter, which shouldn't be the biggest problem, because he has still many freezes, many spells to save his heroes. And we can see the epic cleanup starting at the bottom side with those Tiger Barbarians spawned by the king. And this is another 3-star. And Strat tying things up versus Lakota Bushido.
Beautiful job there, Boom, with that Queen Charge into the Hydra with the dragons and dragon riders that flew straight across the base and got beautiful value. And that queen, you saw the pathing for the queen to just walk up and around through the walls and get that area down with the eagle, the topside scatter. It was a beautiful job. It's all tied up here in the play-in stage. And if you're just joining, if you win this war, that's it. You make it to the playoffs. That's all we have is 4 wars here today. This is the very first one, so you're not missing anything if you're just turning in, other than those first 2 attacks, because we got a lot of stuff here. And really, all you do, focus on this, and you're in if you win. And it's really going to come down to probably a 14-star to a perfect war is what you're going to have to do against these teams.
Yeah, you said it, like 14 to 15 stars is always what you're aiming at if you want to have like a really good shot at winning versus those top teams. Like, this right now is the best of the best teams out there. And they're fighting for the last couple of spots now in this playoff stage. And right now, both teams are perfect. That's what we're expecting from those teams coming into this last day of the play-ins. So let's see what Bushido's coming in with. So far, when we had the qualifier with them, they really like to bring Queen Charge lalo, but that was back then versus ring bases, where surprisingly they struggled sometimes as well. They had, I think, even a 1-star with that Queen Charge lalo, because they had some mishaps over there, but this shows like why I thought Strat would run those anti 2-star bases, but overall, Bushido really like their Lalo attacks, so I expect a lot of Lalo, and you can see it again. Next attack is Lalo again, this time though, the Queen Charge which I was talking about, and their Queen Charge Lalo attacks look really clean, so let's see if they can show that in this attack as well.
Yeah, with this Queen charging her way up to the top side into this Eagle, will she walk through the walls? It looks like she might. If she goes to the mortar and then into the Eagle. Okay, no. He's going to have the wall break to bring the Queen back into this compartment by the enemy King. With a baby dragon is clearing that building out there, but there's a Tesla. If he doesn't take that Tesla out, it might just reroute the King if he wants to push it. Oh, so he's using a Sneaky Goblin to help set a little bit more of a funnel to force this King in towards that scatter shot is going to be my guess to drop the King over into the enemy Royal Champion compartment.
Yeah, and we have the Queen, which has to stay out of range of this Inferno Tower. At least the healers have to stay out of range of this multi-Inferno Tower. The next wall break is coming in, and so far the Queen Charge looks great. But again, the big problem is this multi-Inferno Tower. We need to be really careful. There's now the multi-Inferno Tower locking onto the healers. And I think he tried to send the Royal Champ onto the multi-Inferno Tower, which did not work great. He has only one freeze left. So this tower is going to be tricky. He's investing the one freeze. He needs to make sure that this multi-Inferno Tower is going down by any... Oh no, now the invisibility spell. But this multi-Inferno Tower is still not dying. Royal Champ ability maybe to speed things up. But those healers, they are gone. And with that, everything is now relying on this Lalo.
Yeah, that Queen ability taking out the scatter shot. Royal Champ's ability goes off. Lalo through this Town Hall does have a rage spell. Pops the Warden ability. Town Hall's going to go down quick to the raged up balloons and finds the Tornado Trap, which is going to spin around, pull some red air bombs as well, but no freeze or invis for this backhand multi-target Inferno. Did the Queen get enough value? Balloons go down, going down, but the Stone Slammer is still up. About to open up with probably a Dragon Rider that's going to come out. Yes. Oh no, it's a regular dragon, so that's going to get stalled up and not going to go straight to this air defense here.
No way. The backhand air defense and Warden combination is just obliterating those goons. Now the Warden is locking onto the dragon as well. I feel like the time is ticking as well right now. This is looking problematic, and it just feels like he had no plan for the multi-Inferno Tower, or he maybe just started too late with this Royal Champion to take down the multi-Inferno Tower, but it just took too long. And with that, losing every single healer is causing this to be a high percentage, but not a 3-star, it seems like. So it was close. We can see where this would have went if the multi-Inferno Tower would have been taken care of and the healers would have survived. But with this approach, it's going to be a 97% 2-star, which means it's the first defense for Strat. Their base is holding strong. And now Strat needs to obviously do it better on offense, because great, like defense overall is always great, but at the same time, you need to then get the 3-star on your own on offense to make something out of it.
Yeah, Yo-Yo's base defends right there, and that's all you need. You literally need just any defense at this stage. Even a 99% 2-star is a defense that they are hoping for at this point of the competition, because they know that now that as long as they triple out, they hold all the cards in their hand and they can advance and they can do it. And that's what they're trying to do right now. They're going to try to get all 3-stars to get that perfect war, because probably going to be close to a 14-14 war here, as the next attack is rolling in with the ground. And we're switching it up, and Yo-Yo is bringing the Super Bowlers here with a Siege Barracks. So you want to push those Super Bowlers straight into the core of that base. They're going to take some time with this Warden Walk, as he's going to have to clear all these outside buildings and eventually make his way into this Air Expo to help clear that.
Yeah, the Expo should be great for funneling. And then he's going to use those Super Bowlers. I think some players are happy to see their Super Bowlers more in use. We see some people, like some pros, are still using the Super Bowlers on YouTube videos, for example. I think we should give a shout out to Gaku, who is still using those Super Bowlers in his YouTube videos and doing a great job with that. it just feels crazy sometimes how those players get those super bowlers through a base, because I feel like sometimes you just feel like when you're trying to use it as well, you're seeing your super bowlers just getting targeted by the eagle and they're gone within a couple of seconds, and it just feels like, how are you supposed to 3-star with this? But those guys can really make it work. So now the question is, can you showcase how strong those super bowlers can be? I think none of the healers so far switched. The eagle shots are coming in, but he's blocking them. Really early vulnerability, which means he has nothing to cover his super bowlers versus their town hall.
Yeah, as long as the bowlers can get the skips onto the town hall, they can help take out the backside. Yes, ground expo goes down. So really the super bowlers value were to go all the way into the core to help clear the town hall, as now Hogs with the world champion are going to move around the edge of this base, and hopefully this town hall poison can go down so the queen can then step up. Oh no, the queen does not want to step up. She's going to walk around and she's going to go off. No, she's not even going to go for the single target. She's going to stay in the other compartment around it, and she's going to burn her ability as this RC is moving her way around, but does have a handful more rages to use.
It's just crazy how many rages those guys have left. Like, I feel like he has lost already nearly all of his army, but he's still 2 rages left. One of them now getting used, and this looks still really good because he can just turn the queen invisible if he needs to. Another rage now just for the queen, and it's going to be the 3-star from Yo-Yo. What an attack. It did not look great in the beginning, but with having so many spells for the back end, he is getting things done. And that means Strat is taking the lead, doing exactly what we said. They need to make sure that they're taking the chance and getting a lead when they get this defense. And that's exactly what they did. Nicely done. We can see it. Well, maybe versus some teams, I'm completely wrong, and you should not take those anti-2-star bases, because I feel like, I think if I actually remember correctly, you have to push on legends, or at least play your daily legend attacks if you want to be part of Strat.
Yeah, and because they feel that is a great opportunity to practice up at those types of bases, right? You may find those just annoying anti-2. You might find some box bases. Who knows? Diamond, you'll find all sorts of bases up in Legends League, so it kind of keeps you on your toes. Versus if you're not in Legends, then you're really only practicing in other friendly wars that you're playing in tournaments or in the friendly challenges. Because these pro players, unless they have alternate accounts, like multiple accounts, then they won't be playing in regular wars because they have their accounts for these types of competitions. Because you can't be in a regular war and a friendly war at the same time, so it really limits you on that side of things. So that's why pushing in Legends League really helps you kind of stay fresh, keep you on your toes against bases like these. But that's why maybe they don't want to run it, because they think it's so easy to take down, especially with super bowlers. As he took 4 super bowlers, I noticed. One of them was still alive at the end, but there were 7 balloons into that attack that Yo-Yo did. So that was pretty crazy. 7 loons pushing all the way through to protect those healers. But this one with Blacksmith coming in with that Queen Charge Hydra, the Dragon Riders. We saw Boom coming with a similar attack to this earlier, and he did indeed get the 3-star, as he's got the Queen charging straight into this Eagle, taking that down nice and early. And we'll have to see this Queen charging away into 2 multi-target Infernos, but does have a handful of rages to keep this Queen up.
Yeah, and I feel like it's always really interesting to have, like, I don't know, you could even call like a daily meta, where I feel like yesterday we have seen a match where surprisingly a lot of Dragon Rider attacks were used, and then today we're seeing a match where suddenly 2 Queen Charge Hydra attacks are coming out of nowhere. So it's kind of strange that whenever you see those matches and sometimes strategies are coming up which you typically don't see, they're just getting used in a ton, and that's always really, really fun to see. With now the dragons coming from the bottom side, but already losing a dragon really early on due to an outside black man right there. Now needs to use the vulnerability to cover that blimp, getting that out of the way. And oh my goodness, is this going to be a blimp bait? The Tornado Trap is there. Are there black mines there as well? No, just the Tornado Trap over there. Blimp is still going to reach the town hall, but the Queen again is losing their healers.
Indeed, that Queen's healers are going down. We're going to have to send like throw a champ off to the left side, but decides no, we're going to send it over to the air defense as the King's ability goes off. And a lot of these dragons have been taken out. The Queen's gone. So he was looking for that queen to get all the value to the top side. Now we're going to have to force the pop and take out these lava puffs from the defending Lava Hound with one more rage to use. RC ability still intact. Drops the rage now for this RC to step up, but these lava puffs are slowing and distracting this RC, so all the rest of these defenses... Oh no. RC's ability goes off. But he's not going to have enough. This RC is going to get taken out. We got yet another defense for Strat here.
It's just too much. And I feel like, well, I have not said anything about under 2 and under 3-star bases. Nice defenses right there. Even though I have to say, I'm still wondering what exactly the plan was for that queen. Because, I mean, you can see that this Inferno Tower is out of range for that queen. So at some point, it is that those healers are just going to be taken care of, which is not optimal. So, big question mark to me again on the planning side. This happened now twice to Bushido that they did queen charges, but the plan overall looked pretty good with always just skipping, like involving into the plan this one multi-Inferno which can take care of the healers. We have seen that with the 97% 2-star queen charge Lalo, where the multi-Inferno just took down all of the healers. And the same thing happened over here. If the queen would have taken care of the back end with the scatter compartment, the Royal Champion could have cleared the rest. But with the healers going down, it is just not enough power and not enough value from the queen charge, which means the second defense is there. And Strat now can, I think, get a huge lead with having another 3-star. There would be 2 stars, which would be really hard to come back from.
Yeah, with 3 attacks from each side, if Strat triples their next attack, that indeed is going to be a very difficult comeback to do indeed. We still have to, at that point, hoping for some 1-stars, because they'll be down by quite a bit, because the winner of this match here is going to take on Queen Walkers in the playoffs for the Clash Masters. And because, you know, once you make it to the playoffs, you're trying to fight for that golden ticket, which will be next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days of Clash Masters next weekend, so you don't want to miss that. But next attack from Strat, Tryhard, coming in with that queen charge Lalo. So keeping the Lalo intact with the queen to the bottom side, and Blacksmith deciding to run with that Town Hall into the core of this base. Finally dropping the queen's healers now as she's continuing her way to the left in towards this enemy king. Gonna probably drop a headhunter to help assist her, or a raid spell. And I was looking to see if we have a jump. We don't have a jump for this queen, so he's going to rely on this queen just walking around, as the blimp is going to go for this eagle artillery.
Yeah, blimp coming in, no black mines whatsoever, and with that, the blimp is connecting to the target, taking down the eagle, taking down the warden as well, and maybe even the Inferno Tower. I think the Inferno Tower was the big goal, because that means the queen has not to worry about, but the Inferno Tower is going to stay up, and with that, the queen has always something on her flank which can actually threaten her. So he has to be careful with that. Actually, the expo is getting cleared before the queen is switching to the Lava Hound, which is great because he now does not need any offensive spell support like a rage or anything to take down this Lava Hound. And with that, he's looking good because he has still a lot of rages left and even more freezes. So looking good so far. But there is a maze of open walls which he needs to get through to get towards the Town Hall.
Yeah, the King's ability can help clear a bunch of these defenses, allow this queen to just walk her way straight on into the core of this base. And we got some more balloons testing for traps. Probably going to find a bunch of red air bombs. There's one. There's a second one. There's a third one. And look at that. Trying to keep this queen's healers alive as now he locks out of the Town Hall. There's a third. There's more. What a balloons to pick off these red air bombs to protect the healers.
Really nicely done, but now he has the problem of this heavy defense in the core with the single Inferno Tower, with the expos firing from every single angle. And now the queen is getting rotated even further into the base. The scatter shot locked back onto that queen. He has one invisibility spell which he can use now. Really nice timing to protect that queen and actually make sure that she's surviving versus scatter versus single Inferno Tower. And another freeze can be used. And that's the important thing with having so many freezes for the core. And that's why I mentioned in the beginning that he had not to invest anything versus that Clan Castle, because with the queen staying alive and the royal champion ability now getting used, this is going to be another 3-star for a Strat, and it feels like anti-2-star bases do not feel like the best choice versus them. Or what could happen, obviously, with your Queen Walkers, and I mean both teams, like Queen Walkers and Strat, are playing in Legends a lot. So you might have faced each other already quite a bit. So you know the tendencies, what they like to do on ring bases, on certain self bases. So maybe there are some mind games coming in as well in place. But so far, Strat is looking really strong versus those ring bases.
Yeah, they're making it look so easy. And we see really that strategy being used against a lot of ring bases, where you do a queen walk, you let her walk go a certain way, you drop the blimp right over the top of your queen to grab the value where the queen potentially would walk, and then you just send the king on the other side, and the queen paths her way, either using a jump to the core or like what Tryhard just did, of just utilizing the open walls for her to walk exactly straight in. And a big thing about that attack was those Coco Loons that a lot of players may not necessarily do in their queen charges. They may just drop a few in the beginning and then never try to send any more all the way deep into the base, because notice that Tryhard probably would have lost his healers through the core of that base, and that would have been meaning the queen getting locked down, losing her health, and going down. That could have been a different raid. But can Bushido come in with a 3-star now? As look at this, the blimp pulls a little bit of CC out, but he kind of wanted to time the lightning strikes as the CC was coming down to help take not only down the clan castle, but also the Inferno Tower behind the town hall.
Yeah, and with that, it looks like that he is trying to charge into this LA behind the town hall. It needs a lot of funneling now from the king and everything to push into that scatter compartment to make sure that he's like getting his queen into that inner channel. But I mean, he can reach a lot of different defenses from in there, so that looks great. Now a couple of runes are coming in, trying to create the funnel early on, trying to make sure the queen is getting forced inside, and in addition, trying to make sure that the king is now going into the scatter, because the queen cannot reach that scatter shot. King is now in, funnel on the top side is getting created as well. Is he even going to use the royal champion over there to make this push even stronger? That's the next question.
Yeah, as the queen loops her way in, doesn't have to worry about a CC as he already dealt with that. The Coco Loon pulls the Secure Mind to protect the healers. And the king is getting locked down by the Eagle Artillery, and this queen is charging beautifully straight into the core towards this multi-target Inferno. King's ability goes off, pulls a giant bomb, but clearing that compartment, so this queen is looking perfectly healthy, making her way straight to the middle as the Dragon Riders with the Warden and Royal Champion come straight to the Eagle Artillery to the top side. And look at this value. It's looking really good. Does find a Tesla farm, but he has a handful of spells left for the rest of the space, including the Warden ability.
Yeah, this looks so good. Warden ability now to protect the Headhunters as well, protect the Dragon Riders versus the Royal Champion. Now those Headhunters are going to obliterate the Royal... They just one-shot that Royal Champion. And with that, it's only the scatter compartment left. But he can freeze out of those Tesla with the Elephants, with the scatter shot together. And this looks like a complete... they completely obliterated this base. What a beautiful attack. What a beautiful plan on this base. And with that, they're going to get the deserved 3-star onto us. And maybe keeping the hopes at least a little bit alive.
Yeah, indeed. They're trying, just grasping at straws right here. Can they keep 3-starring, meaning they need another 3-star, and then hope Strat gets a 1-star, because Strat has been going perfect. They are 3 for 3, and this is another triple here for Bushido, but that puts him at 10 stars out of 4 attacks. That's the big thing. So Strat, even with a 2-star right now, they'll still have the lead going into the final set of attacks, but Strat is doing what Strat does best, of coming in with 3 stars, and that's what you have to be, putting up those perfect wars against Strat to really have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Strat right now is really looking incredibly strong, and Bushido already had 2 2-stars, especially the second one wasn't the highest percentage. The first one was at least like a 97%, I believe, but the second one was a little bit above 80%, so that's not the percentage which could give you possibly a comeback if you're tying stars. Like, let's imagine Strat would fail twice now. most likely their percentage are going to look better anyways. But either way, we can just wait and see if Strat are going to 3-star the next attack, because then they would look pretty much done already with this match and would be guaranteed in the next weekend and in the playoffs, where they then would match versus Queen Walkers, which would be a crazy matchup. Musk is in, and he's coming in as well with those Dragon Riders. Right now, okay, just want to say, he has right now a log launcher selected, which would have looked a bit strange with this entry point. So I guess, yep, he's just going to blimp that Town Hall.
Yeah, that blimp, he's going to kind of do what we just saw from Bushido. Blimp lightning, and oh, he was a little bit late on that lightning. He might have been able to grab the headhunters, but hey, doesn't matter. The Queen absolutely annihilated the headhunters right there, as she's going to make her charge to the top side. And we're going to see probably the same thing, where you're going to try to get this Queen to go into the core of this, as he's going to path his King and maybe World Champion into the top scatter shot, and then Dragon Riders into the Eagle. It's kind of a very similar attack that we just saw from Bushido.
Yeah, it looks actually pretty much the same when it's coming down to the idea, as you said. And charging into an air trap is getting triggered. A lot of red mines and even a black mine is getting triggered as well, which is great for him, because, I mean, all of those air traps are really important to make sure that they cannot hit your Dragon Riders. He has only 4 out of them, so every single one of them is really important. Another Rage is coming in to keep that Queen alive. The King is pushing in as well with the Royal Champion, and that Queen is just keep charging forward with the Dragon Riders. Then are going to come from the far left side, and there we go. Even Rocket Loon to take down the air defense.
Yeah, to help take it down. There it is, as the Queen makes her way straight into the middle, makes her invisible, takes out the multi-target Inferno, has the King up, Queen, Royal Champ, Warden's making his way through, does have a Tesla Farm on the backside with the Warden ability. Gonna pop it here to protect Dragon Riders as they make their way through the core. There's our Rage spell. Queen's ability goes off, making his way to the scatter shot with a freeze left, can freeze up the air defense, scatter into the Tesla Farm, even with the RC ability, and this is crushed. Mask, what a beautiful attack.
This actually pretty much looked like a copy from the other attack. Like, even the Tesla Farm on the back end is the same, and both times the attackers with those Dragon Riders are going to win. And that's actually really surprising to see the Dragon Riders again rise in popularity, because they are just so strong. They're not really dependent on too many defensive characteristics. Like, for example, for Lalo, you need proper air defense placement, because otherwise the Hound might be completely useless, might not tank anything. The Loons are, well, at the end of the day, pretty squishy. They do not have that many hit points. Dragon Riders, they just don't care about that, and they will just power through, especially well protected, like we have seen from Musk. And well, Strat with another triple. So far, 4 out of 4 for them, and that looks really strong.
Yeah, really strong indeed. And can they go perfect? Can they bring in a 3-star to close out this war? But Lakota Bushido is up next. They're going to have the next stack, but you see the score, 10-12. A 3-star from Bushido would only put them at 13, requiring Strat to get a 2-star for the victory. And the winner of this war is going to take on Queen Walkers next weekend in the playoffs. Yes, because Queen Walkers is the #1 seed. The winner of this seed, the winner of this war, I should say, is going to be the 8th seed overall. So that's how it works, as we have 3 more matches here today, because this is the first one. We got a lot of stuff to come. You guys don't want to go anywhere. But what is Bushido going to come in? We've seen some ground. Well, we've seen in this war overall, we've seen ground of Super Bowlers, we've seen Lalos, we've seen Dragon Riders, including the lightning spells from just the previous 2 attacks were almost the exact same kind of style of the blimp, lightning, and then charging that Queen in. And this one from Kevin Jr. is indeed the Lalo, Queen charge Lalo. We got a Rocket Loon coming out of the CC. We probably also have some super minions hiding in that clan castle, which hasn't been lured out just yet.
Yeah, Queen has to deal with that. You can just see how much damage already one Rocket Loon can do on that Queen. Like, the Queen, it's kind of scary how much damage a Rocket Loon can dish out in so quick amount of time. So you really need to be careful with that. But since he only lured out a little bit of the clan castle so far, that's looking good. Queen now has to charge into that queen compartment and trying to trigger any possible black mats over there. But with that, take care of the queen really nicely. And because all of the wards are open, he should be easily able to charge into the tunnel compartment and then has something different starting from the 9 o'clock side. Maybe the lalo, maybe he even tries to get the king into the tunnel. There's a lot of possibilities what he can follow up with this other hero so far. But first of all, he needs to take care of the core. Poison already in to just make sure whatever is coming out of the clan castle, he is fine. It's the second rocket loon. And oh no!
Oh no! That is what happens with rocket loons. Wow!
No way! We just said how much damage already one rocket loon can do, and then the double super minions. That was, oh, that poor guy.
Yeah. Unfortunate, and the king's pathing his way into the town hall, trying to do some damage because we know this king won't be able to secure the town hall as the lalo is coming straight over the top of it with the freeze. But man, that is very unfortunate, as if you don't freeze up the rocket loon or do something with your queen, you're gonna lose her. She's the super minion shots even through ability. As now the World Champions coming to the top side into the scatter, and the enemy World Champions up there. These balloons are going down fast, pulling some red air bombs up there as well. And very nice try to Kevin.
Yeah, this is not going to get them a 3-star. I do not really want to say needed, because it's already really unlikely that Strat is going to come in with a 1-star to give them the chance of a comeback. But either way, I think they would have been happy to get at least another 3-star to finish on 13 stars. But Strat now has a really easy way of securing this win versus Lakota Bushido. And they only need like a 1-star, even just a couple of percent. I'm not really sure, but I feel like a 1-star percentage-wise should be the one thing which they need. And with that, they already would take down the Lakota Bushido team. And that would mean we would get the Queen Walkers versus Strat matchup next weekend, which would be super exciting. I mean, those are like two of the most known teams with those two teams clashing against each other for years now. Always when it's coming down to finals, when it's coming down to playoffs, that's where you typically find those two teams clashing it out. And that's a scary match.
Can you imagine being Queen Walkers? You go through the qualifiers. You get the #1 overall seed. You're like, okay, we're #1, so we're going to take on the A seed. So the kind of the team that just barely makes it in, and that happens to be Strat. You just got to be just thinking like, oh my goodness, of all the teams that we worked so hard to get first seed, we have to take on Strat in the first one, because all Strat has to do is get a 1-star, and they are victorious in this war here. And wow. Well, that is going to be an absolute epic match next weekend for the playoffs. Can't wait for that. As Ash oh man, yeah, there's no way this 0 stars. 0 chance that it's 0 stars.
I mean, it's really unlikely. I think Daniel already said it in the text. They need 1-star 0% for win, or 53% 0-star for the win. Both are.
I don't know how you get a 1-star 0.
I mean, who knows? But yeah, like as soon as they get the star, it doesn't matter if it's 50% for the town hall, they are going to win. So I think that should be a doable task for us for sure. Taking care of the defending royal champion, already securing the Skelly Donut with the multi-phone tower in their core. Now even trying to funnel on the far left side, trying to take down, I think, the air defense right now, with having the royal champion taking care of the second multi-phone tower. That royal champion again is looking incredible pathing wise. Taking care of that second multi-phone tower is a nice thing. And now, well, he has no wall breaker now at this point, so that's why he funneled over there on the left side to make sure that his queen is getting pushed into the town hall. This takes a long time, because there's like one storage just went down, but there's another storage this queen has to get through. And at this point, the time is ticking.
Time is ticking indeed. Remember, the town hall activates once you hit 51%, and this queen's walking around. We're approaching that, so the queen should be safe so far, as the lalo slowly coming in to help take out the eagle, and then moving his way to the bottom side. And there it is. He locks up the 1-star for the victory. Warren's going to burn his ability. protects these balloons, moving his way through. Queen's ability goes off. Town Hall goes down. And look at that Queen getting some incredible value. As the Stone Slammer is still up. It's going to open up here or soon, but he's got 1,000,000 loons. Wow. That was easy. What?
Oh my goodness. This attack just looks not fair at all. Like, he has so many loons alive. The slammer has not even opened yet. Oh man, that was just a pure showcase of power. And that means we are going to get this match between Strat and Queen Walkers. This makes me even more excited for next weekend. But we have even more matches today. We have 3 more matches today. The first winner of the first match, though, is going to be Strat, and that means they are going to move into the next weekend, into the playoff stage. Make sure that they have the chance of winning this golden ticket.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations to the Strat making it to the playoffs, and they do indeed have that chance to win first place, like you said, for the golden ticket. So let's take a look at the matchups to come here today, because we have 3 more wars to see who's going to be joining Strat into the playoffs. As Strat did take down Lakota Bushido, and you know Lakota Bushido was not able to pick their opponent. I'm sure if they had a chance to pick, they probably would not have picked to take on Strat. As the next match is indeed going to be Vanguard Gaming taking on Vietnampanai. And now this is where the storyline really starts, because Vanguard Gaming was the second to last team to pick. And they had an option to pick either Strat or Vietnampanai. And of course, they chose Vietnampanai. So now the storyline really comes down to like saying, well, you picked us because you believed you could beat us over the other teams left. So now it really becomes interesting to see how that's going to play a role. But this is going to be an epic match to come, as the rest of these wars here today are going to be fantastic as well.
Yeah, for sure. Even though I feel like, who are you going to pick? I mean, Tompinai, Strat, both teams are incredible. I feel like both teams nearly were part of every single Clash Worlds so far, at least the majority of their players. So it's like, do I pick this World's veteran team or do I pick this World's veteran team? So it's like really hard decision right there. But yes, Vanguard versus Tompinai, it's going to be our next match, and let's see who is going to be the next team who is going to enter into this playoff stage then.
Yeah, we're going to have to see indeed. And the big thing, though, if it came down to Strat or Vietnampanai, I personally still would pick to take on Vietnampanai, because there's definitely a lot more new players that haven't been on the world stage than what Strat has, right? So we've seen what Tryhard, we've seen Boom, we've seen a lot of these players, right? They've been on the world stage. They've been able to with people in front of them, right? In terms of everything where it's come down on the wire like that. But with Vietnampanai, there's a lot of newer players that has come, and they've kind of formed after kind of the scenes where it was all put to online, right? So it really is, it's different, but it's still this stage of the competition is all being played online. So it's where these teams have to be competing. It's a little different environment where you've talked about before. Once these teams eventually go to play in person, then the dynamics really start to change. But we can take a look at the roster of this next match that we have here. Vanguard Gaming taking on Tompinai, and we definitely have a lot of well-known teams, or names I should say here, with Nebo, with Zekor, Alex, Cobra, and Dr. Jonas. And then, of course, taking on Vietnampanai.
That's right, and Tompinai coming in with Hawk, Eltano, Rigo Torres. I mean, we all know this guy, right? I'm Merlin as well at Metro. There is a lot of veterans on this team as well, and this is going to be a fantastic match. I cannot wait to see who is going to come out on top. But it always feels like when you're picking a team where you might end up losing against them, it's like you picked your own destiny. But it feels like it's so hard, because you said it. Yeah, you have the choice between Strat and Tompinai, and I agree. I would have picked Tompinai probably as well. Both teams are hard, but I feel like with Strat, one thing which is so scary about them is they always pick the strategy according to what feel like the base weakness is. All of them can play whatever strategy they need to do, but sometimes you saw just Boom right now being one of the best Queen Charge Lalo takers in the world, But at the same time, he came in with Queen Charge Hydra because he felt like this was the best strategy against this specific base. And this is like what makes it so scary and so, I guess, frustrating to build against them, or even like try to defend them, because you are pretty much only relying on them reading the base wrong, because you never can really count on something what they're doing. Because like if you compare it to Queen Walkers, for example, you can kind of count on what they're doing, but they're just so good at that it's most of the time not easy to even stop them, even if they get baited. But that's what makes Strat so scary in my opinion, and why I feel like as well Zombie might be the little bit easier team, but still it's far from easy beating any of those teams.
Yeah, and a lot of times they come in with Lalos, and a lot of times it might be they just force the Lalo on the base and it still works. They know exactly how to do it, because with Lalo nowadays, there's so many different versions. There's the Zap Lalo, there's Sui Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo, with either a blimp, log launcher from the opposite side. You never know what type of Lalo you're going to get, because it's so diverse, and you can use it really on any kind of base nowadays. And that's why you see the pro players using Lalo, as it's just one of the strongest ones in the game, versus if you're doing a certain ground attack, usually it's best on certain base types. Like you talked about how Strat can really identify the attack for the base, and you're just counting on them to just read it wrong. And you're just hoping that they drop the troops in the wrong area. Or maybe that's where it is. The Seeking Air Mines, the hole right into a farm, and just completely messes you up. But Vietnam, we know they're going to bring the air game for sure. That is what they're known for. But can Vanguard Gaming stop them? That is the question. They're going to have to throw something to Vietnam that they weren't expecting.
Yeah, that's for sure. And especially right now in this current position, it's like do or die for those teams, because there is no best of two, there is no double elimination at this point or anything like that. It's like this one match. If you win it, you're in it. If you're losing it, you're out. No second chance then for this Clash Masters tournament. And that it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Maybe the veterans have maybe a small edge in that, even though you said it already, all of this is getting played online, which means it's like less stage nerfs or anything. But still, having a veteran on your team sometimes, especially feels like sometimes if you're falling behind early, feels really, really rewarding, because this person knows how to react, how to like still keep everyone motivated pretty much, and make sure that they are keeping their head high and keep concentrating on the next attack. And that's everything which you have to do, because anyone can mess up at this point, but at the same time, everyone is as well expected to kind of 3-star.
Yeah, and once the final comes around, right, later in the year, at that point, it's going to be 3 years, if you actually think about it. It'll be 3 years since the players that competed in person in the LAN event, where they all met and they played in the qualifiers and things like that, and it's been so long. Do you think that the length of time, the 3 years, is too long of a time where players may have forgot that feeling, or do you think that will always stick with them and they'll have that competitive advantage to know how to deal with that pressure against other players who have never had it before?
I feel like, trust me, you don't forget that feeling. Like, it's unbelievable. It's like this. I feel like this is the feeling all of those pro players are like going for. This adrenaline, like the nerves which are kicking in there as well, because this is like what makes Clash then fun as well for those players. This is another reason why those players are not playing like regular wars, for example, because you don't get the same excitement from that overall. But now we are in the first attack. We see ground again. It feels like that we see more and more times those smash openings, this time around with the super bowlers. But this time we mentioned it as well. The last time we have seen 4 super bowlers. This time it's overall 5 with 1 additional golem. So a lot of heavy tanking in the beginning and not too much follow-up then later on.
Imagine if this was that mountain golem coming in from that clan castle, or from the clan capital. Could only imagine. Oh my goodness. Who knows if that ever just crushes through walls, but it tried to path its way straight on in with the 5 super bowlers. Panels activated. There's the freeze. King ability. We need a pop of Ward of Eternal Tome to protect everything in the middle, and there it is. Protects it, but he doesn't clip the king. the king is going to go down really quick. And there he is. He is gone.
Yep. But it just feels like those super bullets, they just cannot die. They're just smashing to the core. And we have seen as well why this is so working well for him. Because take a look at the core. We are missing the anti-smash walls. We are missing those walls which are funneling everything in the core through the Town Hall Poison. And with that, the super bonus were able to stay out of range for the majority of time, out of range of the Town Hall Poison. We're not getting affected by it. And with that, a lot of troops, or a lot of healers actually as well, survived. Maybe not too many of them. Maybe I should stop talking about the healers. But it's going to be enough to actually finish off the back end. It's 50 seconds still left. The last race is getting invested with the Royal Champion ability still there. It's going to be the first 3-star. Vanguard Gaming starting off strong with an interesting 2-star base from Tompinai. But without those smash core walls, he's making things look easy.
Yeah, that's right. And if you guys are wondering, like, what are those smash core walls? Essentially, what it is, walls will probably... my guess is we'll see it. Once we see it later in this match here today, we'll point it out. But it's those walls that come in from the edge and go up to the town hall. And you'll be like, why are those walls there? Well, it's to force everything into that town hall poison, right? Yeah, you'll pop the warning ability to protect it so they won't get hit by the Giga Bomb. But they'll get hit by the poison effect of that town hall. And it really does make a difference. And it's a great observation. And there was completely wide open. So the Super Bowlers, like you mentioned, kind of walked around that poison and didn't get affected by it. And they pulled a bunch of their traps. But it was that one ability that really protected them. And the healers staying alive. So, yeah, those smash walls for defense really would make it... probably could have been a difference maker into that attack. But at the end of the day, where would he have taken the walls from, right? To kind of force those Super Bowlers into the town hall. So that's where you have to take it from the edge of the base or take it from some different part. But that might have been the difference maker. If you put those walls in, it could have forced them all into the poison spell. And look, I think this is a little bit of that kind of the smash walls where it kind of goes into the town hall like you mentioned.
Yes, exactly. So that the walls on the right and on the left of the town hall, which are forcing everything into the town hall poison. So if you're coming from the bottom side, for example, and you want to raise the scatter shot, you have to get into the town hall poison. There is no other chance of doing so. So let's see now how this is going to work this time around. Though we're seeing a Queen Charge Lalo, not a Super Bowler smash, which is going to be obviously the difference maker. Let's see where the right up Yeti Mites are going. Are they going to get it? Nope, they're not going to get anything more. Freezes in, not investing the poison just yet. Now the poison, but there's a lot of damage on that Queen with the Hound popping through as well. And we know if the Hound is going to explode, it's dealing a little more damage towards wherever it's going to explode. And with that, this rage was for sure needed, and it's as well speeding things up a little bit.
Yeah, with that Queen pathing away in towards this multi, does have an invisibility spell you could use onto the Queen or to use on to help with the Queen's pathing. But this King's going to take out this Testiform, which will definitely help this Queen as she charges her way in.
Yeah, it needs to reinforce now the King with the Royal Champ. I feel like the Royal Champ was not planned over there, but it needs to make sure that this Queen is getting funneled into the tunnel compartment. This is like the important thing. This is like where this Queen is supposed to go. She's supposed to charge into their tunnel compartment. Taking... the invisibility spell. She's coming back. Beautiful invisibility spell. And with that, the Royal Champion might be able to take down the scatter. No! The scatter shot is going to stay alive, and I just said it. No, King, no,
Queen!
Queen,
Queen, what are you
stop
doing?
It! What?
No
way!
What?
and he has no chance of saving this. Queen! Like the Lalo already starting, no Royal Champion. The Queen just followed that King.
What?
No!
Oh, Altano, I can only imagine. Where's the webcam? Oh, I would be freaking out. There is no way the Queen just did that. Are you for real? She wanted to go get that King, but no, not. Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is like one of the worst things which can happen. You can see the loons are just getting fried and...
Yeah.
Oh no. But all of this just because of the Tesla farm. The Tesla farm caused that he had to use the Royal Champion. The Royal Champion then lured over the king, and the king then lured the queen away. So even though it was super unlucky, and like this is like a 100 things which can happen, but everything was caused by this Tesla farm, and that he charged right into that Tesla farm overall. So nicely done. And what an unfortunate attack. But a 1-star. And again, on a ring base, we have said it. And those two teams so far both started off with having legend style bases, having those ring style bases overall. So unfortunate start, but a good base as well.
Yeah, very nice try. Unfortunately, you can't blame Altano. That's not his fault at all. It is totally the Queen's AI there, and just unlucky, really. If he did that attack 100 more times, probably wouldn't happen again. The way that the Queen went with that defending king walking out of that middle compartment in towards and out of the base, really, to not get that town hall down, because if that town hall goes down, it's a completely different attack. Queen walking up to the scatter shot, coming back down, and just avoiding that. And that's where maybe a jump spell could have helped, you know, where she could have come back to the town hall as if she walked back in. But in that one where you're relying on the pathing of the queen to go into the middle, she just, if that AI causes her to walk out, there's no way for her to go back in. But Alex now wanting to charge his queen. Well, there's no real charge to this, but to kind of just get this queen to Sui in towards the core, and then eventually send something for the core of that base, that tunnel all the way in the middle. This could be a 1 if he doesn't get the value he wants.
Yeah, and that's like the fun thing right now with having the different styles of base, because we know how incredible on the line those attacks are, because we have seen if something is going wrong, then it's going wrong in a horrible way, because those tunnels are so centralized. It's really hard to reach. Like if this attack from Altano just would have went wrong on anti 3-star base, he would have still gotten the 2nd star, because the tunnel is so far on the outside that he probably can still save it. But with those anti 2-star bases, they're so unforgiving. One small mistake, one unfortunate queen pathing, and everything is gone. But now let's see with the tornado trap over there, keeping those loons, or like rotating those loons into the town of poison now as well. It's kind of tricky, especially with that scatter shot, but the haste is there, and the scatter might go. No, it's not going to go down.
No, that defending Ice Golem actually got taken out by the splash from the balloons. Has one more freeze. The Hound just pops, raising up the scatter shot. Ooh, I don't know. Was that scatter shot freeze the right call at that time? As these balloons are trying to path their way straight to this air defense. Warren's trying to help with these lava pups. Air defense goes down. Has a few headhunters onto the defending king. We got the arch tower. The scatter shot gets the shot off. Is it still hitting this Warden? Is he still in range? No, he's not from the scatter shot anymore. This arch tower should go down from these pups. But we do have some ice pups. Which, remember, ice pups slow the defending defenses. So if the Warden... Nope. Warden doesn't go over there, so he's dead. And the rest of these pups are going to be taken out as well.
Yeah, and with that, another ring base, which is going to defend. It's crazy to me. Like, if you compare this match right there with already the matches which we have seen earlier today, it's already happened. We have already seen so many more defense happen the first 3 attacks compared to some of the earlier matches. And again, we have only seen those anti-2-star bases so far. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just strange from our side. But so far, it's looking good. Still, even though it's a 2-star defense now for Zombie Knight, still looking good for Vanguard because of their 1-star defense. Zombie Knight needs to make sure that they're now getting this 3-star in and somehow getting the comeback done. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, can they do it? The 1-star is devastating, especially having it as your first attack of the match. To then have to say, we got a 3-star out and hope we get a few defenses to make that comeback. And as long as, like, Altano did indeed get the percentage, right? But just didn't get that 2nd star because of his queen saying no thank you for the core. It was absolutely wild. If you guys missed it, Got to rewind the VOD to go watch that because it was absolutely insane what Eltano's queen did walking out of the core of the base. But Michuo is indeed bringing the queen charge, right? And we have those smash walls. Look at it. Butting up against that town hall to force any smash style attack straight through that town hall poison. As the rage coming down on the enemy world champ, single target inferno, bomb tower. Big thing you want is that single. Yes, single goes down so that queen will stay protected.
Yeah, queen stays protected. Ground expert though is on that queen. Poison is in. Question now is, does he need like an additional support spell for the offense right there? He's trying to push that queen towards that town hall. He has the jump you were talking about, especially with those open walls of those ring bases. It's really nice if you could bring a jump to make sure that you can decide where the queen is going. With the rage, the queen is staying alive nicely. Has to wrap around now and then, having to jump towards the core with the king using the king now to funnel and push that queen inside. But right now, there is no damage on the queen. Let's hope the healers are not going to switch.
Yeah, the queen should jump her way in towards the middle. King's ability needs to go off to take out the scatter. There's the freeze. Giant bomb. Loses a handful of barbarians as he goes through. Taking out this builder hub, but she's probably going to go path to the defending king. No, the king goes down to the world champ, which will allow this queen to now step in towards this town hall. As we do have a single target inferno over on the left side, but this queen can also take out the enemy queen as well with her ability.
Yeah, and the lalo already started at the top side, trying to push everything into that eagle and scatter compartment. And this so far looks great, but he has the entire Tesla pharmacy on the far left side. It feels like he picked the right side to play that blimp and made sure. Ooh, that queen is so dangerous low because of the town of poison, but the poison's running out. Giant bombs. No problem. That queen is going to survive and taking care of another Inferno Tower.
Beautiful use of the jump spell to push that queen in. And if I'm doing a queen charge like this, I'm definitely taking a jump because I feel like that helps push that queen in. I don't know how they do it. I just can't path the queen the way they do. But Michuo, beautiful use of the jump to get the queen straight into the middle of this base to grab that town hall with just over 20 seconds left. Cleanup is here. And Tompanai is indeed getting the 3 stars. So they're going to be down on percentage. But you're going to see they're going to be down on stars, but you can see the percentage, 98 to a 91.5. That's a big gap into this match here with the same amount of attacks used here.
Yep, that's right. It's definitely not the easiest difference to overcome, especially with the percentage overall. So that's really, really tricky situation to be in, especially with Eltano. I feel so bad for him. I mean, he just got trolled so bad from his queen, and he couldn't do anything about it. Like he just had to watch. I mean, I remember our reaction when we saw it, but what do you think his reaction was? He was like, "Queen, please stop it. Go back to the town hall." The queen was already at the town hall, but instead running next to the town hall back to the that it felt just bad watching it. And well, now we have back again Vanguard attacking, and now it's coming down. Do they keep their lead, or do they give the chance to Tompina coming back into this? This is not the big question, because yes, we have talked about the 1-star, but I mean, we know Tompina, they're really easily capable of going still perfect with the remaining attacks. So there still needs to be some careful attentions, let's put it like this. But we have the next attack in. Dr. Jonas is in, and we have Queen Charge Lalo versus this base from Eltano.
Yeah, with that queen starting at the top side, that single target Inferno is there. What is he going to do with that single, though? Queen, Blimp is going in, using the freeze, and the Blimp's going to land. It was, oh, wait. Okay, the single target Inferno is distracted, and the Blimp, with no spells, takes it out. So, nice job there. So, he won't have a clan castle to use anymore for the rest of this raid, as he's got 4 wall breakers. 4 of them to charge this queen around this base, as there's a lot of damage 4 ground expos that are around the town hall area as the king's coming in with the warden assistance. And this queen is charging her way out in. And there's the first wall break, which does open all the way straight into the middle, opening. Oh, yes, it barely gets that opening.
Yeah, and the expo was a little bit threatening right there, but the super wall breakers, we know them. There's the opening wall, it's so nice. Vulnerability now is as well. And with those headhunters, he's just going to push through. Should be able to take care of the majority of those defending heroes. Queen now on the town hall. He can freeze if he wants to, but the Royal Champion going onto the town hall, not the best thing because he would have liked to have the Royal Champion clearing out the bottom side. But the Queen can reach so many defenses now with the Lalo now starting from the bottom side.
Yeah, as the Lalo indeed is starting that Queen. Oh, the multi, losing the healers. Multi, don't take the healers down. One more shot. He's forced the... No, that freeze was too late. And he loses the Queen's healers, so her ability is going to be forced. But the Hound, at least pulling some red air bombs. 4 more loons. He's got another rage. He makes the Queen invisible. He can rage... Oh, no, he doesn't have a unicorn anymore on his Queen. He rages the 1 healer on his Queen. 1 healer rage. Go, Queen, go.
Oh my goodness, he actually made it work. The last healer is down now, but with 30 seconds, this can still easily work. He has a lot of cleanup at the bottom side. The Queen somehow is still alive. Is she taking down the air defense? No, she's not. That could be again a little bit of a problem. I think all of the red mines were in the core, so we should not be afraid of red mines, but this air defense is low. Time is ticking. Oh, 1 loot.
Uh-oh. No way. 1. Ah! Minions! Time! Oh, no. Time. He's going to have time fail. If that, the minis might not even have made it through the Archer Tower, though. Oh, only a 98% 2-star. So that is another defense for Tampana here. So if they 3-star, they could start to bring it back. As you can see, it's 7 now for Vanguard Gaming. So 3-star for Tampana. It will tie it up on stars, and they'll just be down a percentage.
Yeah, but I feel like even the invisibility spell a little bit earlier would have not got him the 3-star because there were so many red mines. So at this point, the healers took already too much damage. I felt like they would have went down anyways to like protect him kind of the Twitch chat, which is going already crazy. But yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the score, which I feel like is super interesting.
Yeah.
And you just add the sentence, they're using anti-2-star bases. It's crazy. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just lucky or not unlucky, depending on however you want to phrase it. Always string the matches then, which are giving those prime examples why you should bring those anti-2-star bases, because there is so easy. They're forcing mistakes so easily. One mistake and everything can just fall flat so quickly. So let's see if Amyolin can show how to take those out. Double lightning to take down Bitterhut and the sweeper, and take down Expo and Scatter as well. And then going to come in with those heroes. Interesting enough, we have seen many fails already with Lalo on those box bases because it is so risky with not getting the town hall, not getting the value, especially in the beginning, which you need, and you're going to fall short. So looking forward to see if he can actually take care of the value he needs to get out of the space.
Yeah, with that king down, had to use that freeze. Oh, using another freeze on the enemy queen because, you know, he wants to keep his queen ability intact. That's the big reason why he's investing these freeze spells. And you're wondering why, right? Well, because he wants this queen to charge her way in, getting an incredible amount of value as the RC ability goes off. Still has the king ability. So the queen's getting a little bit of damage, but the unicorn can heal her back up. No wall breakers left. Pulls out a triple ice golem clan castle, as she's going to slowly have to get through the CC. Now, was the free spells worth it for his queen? Because he's got no wall break for the core of this base here.
Yeah, I feel like especially the triple ice golem is a big problem right now for him, because with the queen ability, he might be able to somehow take care of the multi-planet tower with like going through the wall quick enough. But let's see how that's going to work. He's just circling that base with everything he has. Vulnerability coming in early to protect the blimp to reach that town hall. Queen is not going to get anything. There's the, oh no, there's the tornado trap. He has no freezes left. Needs to make the loons invisible. But the town hall, it's the question, is it going to go down? Sneaky Goblins got the town hall. That was important.
Oh, wow.
But is the Inferno Tower? Yes, it's going down, and that looks like another 3-star. Nicely done, but that attack had, at least for us, some ups and downs, it felt like.
Yeah, for some reason, I wasn't even thinking Sneaky Goblins were inside of that blimp, and that was 100% the right call. That's why he didn't have spells, right? He wouldn't need a free spell or other haste with that warden ability to protect to get through that town hall. But the Sneaky Goblins was the perfect choice to put in that blimp so he could secure the town hall without any spells. And he was able to survive through the tornado trap and all the bombs around the town hall there. So Amualin, great job. Great 3-star. And look at that. It is all tied up on stars here. So now it could be anyone's match. If Vanguard Gaming fails yet again, Tompanai can take a lead after starting off with a 1-star. So it's Tompanai's defenses that are really causing some trouble for Vanguard Gaming.
Yeah, really nice bases overall, and Vanguard seems to struggle at the moment. I mean, overall 7-7, but the percentage is still a big difference maker. Like, we have to still keep that in mind that if, let's say, both teams from this point on would keep 3-starring, we would still have Vanguard as the winner because of the percentage. The 1-star was unfortunately not a high percentage attack at all. So anything can happen. I feel like this so far is a really, really close match, even though after the first attack, it did not look like one at all. But Vanguard is making things really, really close, really interesting. And so for Tompanai, except this one unfortunate queen mistake, everything so far from them looked really good, even though we were both questioning the queen value overall from this last attack. It did pay off. Nice attack overall. Now it's coming down to Vanguard Gaming again with their next attack.
Yeah, Vanguard, you have the 3-star, and you know it. You got to come in with 3 stars in your final set of attacks to take on and defeat Tompanai, because if you don't, you know Tompanai is going to take advantage, and they will come away with triples as Cobra bring in the Super Bowlers, 5 of them. All right, we're seeing quite a bit of Super Bowlers with the Golem raging up his Warden. Double grab this multi-target Inferno. As that goes down, his Warden should walk. Yep, right. And I mean, it's a symmetrical base at this point, but the King's down on the right side, which means the Super Bowlers are coming down in between to pass their way straight to the middle of the base, as there is those walls, like you mentioned. Those anti-smash walls. Let's see how big of a difference it makes on this type of attack. It's going to force these Super Bowlers straight into the Town of Poison.
Yes, he's trying to somehow avoid them, but so far, with that warning ability, he's having a nice timing in. But now he has the problem that the queen is a little bit stuck on that lava. I'll have to take care of all of that. And now the Super Bowlers are in their Town of Poison. We talked about it. The walls are directing them directly into that. Another race to make sure the bowlers are throwing their rocks even further, even more power. But it's looking incredibly good. I mean, this base was so compact that this bowler, like those bowler bounces, had so much value, and the healers just stayed alive.
Wow, yeah, those bowler bounces were incredible. They just survived all that. Like, and he's gonna use Swag the Invis. All right, well, that jump spell allowed them to kind of walk over, and it was an incredible value with that Queen ability and RC still intact. What an attack. This is exactly what Vanguard Gaming needed.
Yeah, getting things done, getting this 3-star in with that Tompanai. Well, they have to 3-star to tie up again and make sure that this match is staying close. But oh my goodness, this is like such a close match if you compare it to our first one where Strat was by far way ahead. But this one is really close. Now, Tompanai, as I said, they can tie things up and need to pressure, or like they're pressuring then again Vanguard to 3-star again, because only the percentage being that different at the moment. So really close match. It seems like is it going to be again an anti 2-star thing base at the end, who's going to destroy any team's dreams, or is it going to be that those teams are just now wiping the floor with those bases? Let's see.
I feel like at this point we've seen all these anti-2s. I feel like it's going to continue, right? And the odds are saying that if we've been seeing about 3 of them from each team so far, it's probably going to continue. Because if you have the anti-2, because you can attack any base in any order that you want in terms of your team. Obviously, it's one attack, you alternate attacks here. But would your team kind of pick to hit the anti-2 or the anti-3 first, you know? So if they wanted, they might have picked the anti-3. So that means what's left could potentially be anti-2 is kind of what I would guess and assume is that they're going to say, hey, you know, let's just run all anti-2s and see if it just causes our opponent to slip. We assume our opponent's going to 3-star all of our bases, but the thing is, they're going to have to try to cause that one base to fail so they can try to hope to take a little bit of an advantage from that.
Yep, that's right. That's what you're hoping for, like this one big defense if everything goes right. But at the same time, we have experienced players on both sides who have shown a lot of skill versus those ring bases. Sometimes they were falling short, so looking forward to see what the next answer is going to look like. So far, it felt like Super Bowlers did great versus those ring bases. Even with the anti-smash walls, we can see that again. I mean, on this base, it's even more extreme. Having 4 anti-smash walls to make sure everything is getting directed into the Town of Poison. And instead now, we are going to see a Queen Charge lalo from Hawk onto this base. And I mean, we see a Jump Spell as well, which means it's less power on his Queen regarding the rages. And he already had to invest 1 rage. So he needs to be careful with that. And needs to be careful as well with the Coconut Loons, because this Queen Charge looks kind of obvious. And the problem now is, above this air defense, he cannot place another Coconut Loon. So if there's red bombs, he has that would be really bad news for him. So let's see if there's anything coming up. But the next rage is needed, and with that, less and less power is back on that Queen.
Yeah, with that poison spell onto the triple ice cone, we're going to slow this Queen down. Royal Champion to the left to help clear and funnel this Queen. He's going to jump her right over these walls to force her into the Town Hall as the King is clearing this top side. Yes, indeed. There's the jump to allow the Queen to just take the jump, move her way through as an invisibility comes down on the Royal Champ. There's a sinking air mine, loses a healer as he tries to drop a balloon to protect for the rest of these healers. Get ready probably for a bunch of red air bombs, but the Queen is going to lock her onto the Town Hall, and there's no way this Queen's going to move away from it. She's definitely staying onto it here.
Yeah, that's good news for Tompina, making sure the tunnel is going down and the Queen is not chasing a random King again. The lalo from the bottom side is looking good because he's only about to engage versus Single Throne Tower, which isn't that big of a threat. The Queen had to force her ability. He has now the scatter on the back end, but there's just so many loons coming in. The Queen took down the defending Royal Champion, and this is looking easy how to take down those bases. Freeze onto the Archer Tower on the outside. There's now 4 Headhunters coming in as well to finish things off. Tompinai looking crazy strong. And, well, it means another tied Stars match. I mean, Vanguard has everything in their own hands. If they 3-star, they win. If they don't 3-star, well, Tompinai has the chance of still getting that win.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Vanguard, you hold it all right now. 3-star, and you advance to the playoffs. If you don't, you allow Tompinai to make that epic comeback from getting a 1-star with their very first attack. And to think that your team can come back from a 1-star is just, you think you get a 1-star and it's all over. That's kind of what happens at this stage of the competition, because you know that you can't afford anything like that. But their defenses for Tompinai have been strong, of holding Vanguard to a bunch of 2-stars. And the comeback is here. It is very real. But Vanguard could put it all to rest with a 3-star right now, and they can win because they have the percentage advantage right now. If it was that we had Tompinai's attack being like a 99% 1-star, that would have been a huge difference. That could be the difference maker in the sport, but it wasn't. It ended up being a little bit lower as Altano's queen did just not work out and walking around the base. But here we go. We're going to be jumping into the next attack coming in from Vanguard Gaming. Try to advance to the playoffs if they do indeed triple here to win this war. But really comes down to the pressure, right? These are the final players on their teams that are attacking. Do they always attack at the end? Are they used to this pressure? Or were the other players ready to go and they decided to go first, second, and third, and this is kind of forced to attack at the end? Well, we'll have to find out. If Zakor can triple with the Super Bowlers with 2 golems this time. We saw a couple of them with just 1, but this time, investing a little bit more.
That is interesting. I feel like as well on this base, like if you take a look at the setup, lightnings onto the X-Bow, Warden, and Scattershot would look really great. So with the same Warden walk. So interesting that he's saying, okay, no lightnings for me today. I would just go with the Warden walk. I would just keep out this far left side. And I just don't care if the ground X-Bows keep sticking on my Warden. At the same time, though, he's making sure that this Flame Flinger is doing all the funneling he needs. All the troops are now getting pushed into the right compartment. There's the wall break, and the wall break is in time. Things are looking great. The only thing now is, as I said, the ground X-Bows on the Warden, so the healers are not going to switch.
Yeah, so the healers are now switching because he froze up the ground X-Bow. The triple ice golem is going to be quite annoying. Losing a Super Bowler. There's the earthquake on the town hall to damage it a little bit more. Pops the Warden ability. He needs them to go for that town hall. They don't want to. They're going for the queen right now, but the healers are protected through the core of bombs there.
Ooh, all of those healers are getting dragged into the town hall poison. And into the red mines. You can see now why those walls are so deadly. Everything is getting forced into the town of poison. Most of those super bowlers are dead by now. The king ability though is having a lot of impact on that back end. The ground X-Bow is now the only thing which has maybe a chance of saving this attack. The back end Tesla farmer is there as well, but the Royal Champion can one-shot out of those buildings. Win ability should be maybe enough to take care of the rest of the space with the Royal Champion ability over there as well.
And with the RC ability going off, skips across, he does have the Yetis that came out of the Flame Flinger. And notice he didn't have the Hog Riders, which that could definitely help assist the... Oh, there's the RC ability, I should say. Skips across there. Because Hogs do make a huge difference of moving around with the Royal Champion, as Yetis are more like cleaning up around the base. But look at this. No more defenses left on the map. And it's just clean up. Just over 20 seconds left. We've got ourselves a 3-star here. And Vanguard Gaming takes advantage. And they come away with the 3 stars. And they'll put them to 13 stars with around, a little bit around 98%. Which means that Tampadai can't make that comeback now.
Nope, it's not going to be possible anymore for Tampadai. I think we are going to see at least a Twitter post about that queen today. I'm pretty confident about that, that we're going to see that, because that queen pretty much cost Tampadai the chance of playing in the playoffs, because otherwise so far they went perfect. I mean, they could have had the 1-star lead coming into this last attack, which still would have been a lot of pressure on their last attacker, but I mean, that's such a rough spot to be in with this queen, and this being the first attack as well, which is giving like motivation to the other team and like kind of depression to your own team. So that was not the start they were hoping for. They can still get the 3-star to tie things up on stars, but percentage is out of reach for them. So let's see what the last attack looks like for them.
Yeah, let's see. We have Riga Taurus coming in with Super Dragons. This is the first time we're seeing Super Dragons being used today, and even from yesterday, from the handful of wars that we had as well. As the Baby Dragon off to the left side with the balloons, Super Dragon straight on in. Gonna send it straight to that core with that Town Hall. As his heroes are gonna completely walk their way to the right side around as the Rage comes down. Takes out that enemy Royal Champion, goes up with the Stone Slammer. Not gonna send that Blimp into the core, as he has 5 freezes to use for the Super Dragons pushing their way through.
Yeah, that's a lot of freezes right there. Another freeze coming in to make sure those Super Dragons somehow pushing through a little bit quicker. The interesting thing about this is, like, why did he go with Super Dragons? Because most of those buildings are kind of isolated. But he just said, okay, no problem. Super Dragons are still incredibly strong. And as long as I get the Expos out of the way, we are looking good. Clan Castle has to fall as well to make sure there's no Hound, no Ice Golems, anything coming out of this. And exactly that is going to happen with the Queen barely staying alive on the outside. But we know that the Unicorn is going to keep her alive. It feels if the Royal Champion is speeding things up a little bit, and it's 2 more freezes, Corbin.
Yeah, the phrases will keep this RC alive. There it is again. The Queen goes down, so the Unicorn is going to go off to the Royal Champ and start healing her up through the raid spell with the RC ability as well. And Tech can use that to skip across to hit this cannon. Sends a back-end archer over there. Unicorn goes down, but now this Royal Champion will finish it off for Rigators. And yeah, you mentioned that one attack for Vian Tampanai cost them a playoff spot. If that Queen did not walk around, that pretty much Tile's attack could have been a triple, and they could have won on a perfect war. They could have won by 2 stars. But unfortunately, that's not the case here. And we've got ourselves a victory for Vanguard Gaming, as they're going to win on percentage. And Tampanai is going to fall just a little bit short with that final building to the top side, as the Royal Champion is running her way through, slowly taking her time. But, oh, that is unfortunate for Tampanai.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially the way, like, if this would have been like a really, really good bait or something where the attacker messed up big time or something, I think this would have felt different. But with just the Queen chasing a random king from the inside to the outside of the base and just around the town hall, this feels then pretty bad. But Vanguard, as you said, congrats to them. They are going to win this, and they are in the top 8 in the playoffs then, having to face their opponent next weekend. 13-13, what a close match overall.
Yeah, we talk about how it comes down to those the minute details of, hey, the AI of a troop can cause a fail, and that's what allowed Vanguard Gaming to win. So let's go take a look at the matchups, as we do have 2 more matches here today that we'll be covering. But if you guys missed it, Strat did indeed come away with their victory over Lakota Prosciutto, and Strat is going to the playoffs, and they are going to be taking on Queen Walkers in the first round, or in the playoffs. That's going to be in next weekend, because Queen Walker's the 1 seed, Strat's going to be the 8 seed. So very nice job to them. Vanguard is advancing, and we have some incredible wars to come. So we don't want to miss those, because it's going to determine the other teams that are going to be joining the playoffs.
That's right. So make sure to stick around, because we are going in a short break. We're going to be back with the last 2 matches of the day right after. So we'll see you in just a bit.
Welcome back to the Clash Masters presented by Rush.gg. I'm Carbon Finn, joined here with Itzu. We saw the first two matches where Strat and Vanguard Gaming are both advancing to the playoffs, but now we have the next two matches here in the play-in stage to find who will be joining them, as we already have the 4 teams from the qualifiers that are waiting in the playoffs for these teams here, Itzu. But we've got some matchups that we can take a look at and to show the viewers at home the final 2 wars here today.
That's right, and we have Team XO versus Bezinger and Marcus Gaming versus Team Ninja. And the interesting thing is that Marcus Gaming was the highest seed who was able to pick their opponent pretty much, and they chose to Team Ninja. Team XO then was the second team to choose their opponent, and they have chosen Bezinger out of the remaining 3. So let's see if they have chosen the correct or the non-correct teams to face them pretty much. And it's going to be an interesting last 2 matches to see who are going to get into the playoff bracket, because this is what their teams are playing for. They're trying to get into the playoffs to make sure that they have a chance of winning that golden ticket and a lot of prize money.
Yeah, for this matchup between Team XO and we have Bezinger, the winner of this is going to be taking on Cutie Fen in the playoffs, because we already know Strut won earlier. They're going to be taking on Queen Walkers. We just saw Vanguard Gaming win, and they're going to be taking on Vitang. And the very last war that's going to be here today, later, where we have Team Ninja that was kind of picked to take on Marcos Gaming, as Marcos Gaming had the first overall pick. The winner of that match will be taking on MS Esports. So some incredible teams are waiting in the playoffs for these teams here. Well, let's take a look at the rosters of this next match that we have here, the third match. And for Team XO, we have Kanal, Yesh, Sabagata, we have Manjeet Singh, and Sam for Team XO. And Sam, he's known for usually as an E-Dragon attacker, but they're taking on Bezinger.
That's right, and we have the Bezinger lineup. I mean, we know those guys already. They're playing in a lot of different of those tournaments, always having great success. And we're already in with the first tag, and we're back to anti 3-star base, and we're back to Sam using his favorite tube, the Electro Dragons. The question is, can he set up another record? Can he make sure that he's beating another base in a record time? But so far, he already took a lot of time to just deploy those troops, but speeding things up now with the first 2 rages.
Now with the E-Dragons down, and you know that Sam brings E-Dragons, I feel like no matter what, he will always bring the E-Dragons, and where some other teams will find the right strategy for the base. So can you plan against Sam? Can you plan against at least one of your bases getting hit with E-Dragons against Team XO? Well, it's almost pretty guaranteed. It feels like it always will happen. But we have the air defense, and the ground export of the bottom says the freeze is coming down onto the single, but that E-Dragon got its chain value onto the bottom compartment, so that there won't be an air defense to have to worry about.
Yeah, the town hall is down, the air defense. I mean, at this point, the question is if those Electro Dragons are still going to die. But even though, wait a second, that Queen went down, so maybe it's going to be a lot closer than I thought in the beginning. Roger Ability now is getting forced to take down the air defense and barely taking down the Expo as well. So we have 3 Electro Dragons, which are still hungry to take down more buildings. It's not going to be a record for time, but I highly doubt that this one Arch Tower is going to finish off 3 Electro Dragons and an Owl. I feel like that's a bit too much. It just feels like the Owl is flying with their bigger brothers, because, I mean, the Owl is bouncing as well, like chaining as well, but the Electro Dragons is just the next evolution stage, it feels like. For the Owl, but yeah, it's only 2 balls. Like, take a lesson from this. Bam!
Look at that. Yeah, once you evolve the owl, it becomes an Electro Dragon. The Electro Owl. They just skating through, and the Owl takes out the Archer Tower. You know, the Owl felt, hey, you know, I feel like I could do what you could do, and it gets it done. Well done to Sam and Team XO, and starts it off with a 3-star with 8 E-Dragons. And just, I don't know how he makes E-Dragons look so easy as it's probably still overall in general for the casual player base, probably the most popular tech still, as it's the simplest of like just basics in terms of to use of you just drop your balloons, E-Dragons, heroes around, but it doesn't 3-star as often as you may think because it's the small things that players like Sam does with the spells that allow it to just get the crushing effect and chaining through the base. And he just picks the right base for it, and he knows exactly how to use it.
Yeah, I feel like the spell placement and timing is such an important thing with those Electric Dragons, because if you take a look at like an Electric Dragon attacker who's like at 6,000 trophies and someone who's at, I don't know, 5,000 trophies, the differences are insane, even if you compare to like 5.5k trophies, because one of the biggest differences are the freezes. Because if you take a look at, for example, Sam, how he's doing those timings, most of the time the defending heroes like the Queen or the Royal Champion are not even getting a shot off at his Electric Dragons. And that's just such a big difference, because if you compare it to then other players who are not that good with the spell timing, you can see that the defending heroes are dealing a little bit more damage, which then in the end can already be a big difference maker to the outcome of an attack. But we have the next attack in, and it seems like Team XO decided to bring those anti-2-star bases as well. And this one is going to be a Lalo attack, a Blizzard Lalo, it seems like, which is going to be interesting because he's bringing a Dragon Rider, he's bringing only one Hound, and he is bringing a Golem to the mix as well.
Yeah, that Golem, can it tank quite a bit for the Queen to move her way through? Oh, it's going to be a early Warden. Probably going to drop that blimp. Yep, to protect these balloons. Protect the blimp. Get this value. There it goes. Air defense goes down. There's a freeze out of the sweeper. And he wants to do a Blizzard all the way into the core to grab this Town Hall. Oh, those ice golems are going to be annoying, though.
Yeah, they're going to be annoying. He can just lure them away, though, if he's quick enough. He can really easily try to lure them away. Another invisibility spell is getting used, but I feel like at this point, he does not need to invest in another invisibility spell. He got the value he was coming for. But at the same time, though, he needs to make sure that those heroes are getting now the value which they are getting brought for. Because, I mean, that was a heavy investment. He took down a lot of value, but it was still a heavy investment. Remember, he only brought one Lava Hound to this army. So he really needs to make sure that his king, his queen, and his royal champion are going to take a lot of value. At the same time, though, take a look at that Warden. The Warden is still alive, still clearing out buildings at the top side.
You can start the Lalo with the Warden. It just becomes a regular Lalo at that point. Okay, like, what? Look at that. Yeah, the Warden says, all right, let's go and throw it. No way. You send the Warden early, and then he just stays up there. Oh, no, he dies to his Seeking Airmine, but he was going to join in with the Lalo. Incredible. What?
That looked really funny with the transition, but now he has the scatter shot over there, which is looking pretty good with considering that his heroes are still around this bottom side. The Tornado Trap, though, is protecting that scatter shot. The Dragon Rider now has to do a lot of work. One of the Black Mines are getting triggered, but take a look at that. The Haze Spell is getting sent in, but there's still a lot of damage on the bottom side. The Queen ability already had to be used. This is going to be way closer than we might have thought in the beginning.
With that Dragon Rider grabbing the scatter shot, that's huge. That's the game changer. Needs to go down. Dragon Rider barely takes that scatter shot down. And now the Queen can help clean up the rest, taking out the Builder Hut. No worries here as the Dragon Rider just gets taken down. And look at that. The Queen's getting healed up, and we've got ourselves a 3-star. That was definitely way closer than we thought it was going to be. But that Coco Warden pulling the Seeking Airmine going down. But we have an answer, and it's all tied up 3-3 here.
And I think if we saw this correctly, the Tornado Trap was on the other side. So if he would have just flipped the plan to the other side, this would have been an incredible fail because he would have not gotten that Town Hall. So he won the 50-50 right there with that blimp. Otherwise, this could have ended in a terrible, terrible situation. But getting the blimp towards the Town Hall and finishing things with 3 stars. So Team XO and Bezinger both starting off strong with those 3 stars. No 1-stars in the first rotation of attacks. That's good. Things are staying close, and Team XO has to attack next.
Yeah, Team XO, they love to bring air type attacks with like dragons, so with E-dragons, that same kind of started off. But you know, these teams at this stage of the competition usually can bring multiple different types of attacks. They're versed in many strategies. And we have now a Lalo hit here coming in with a blimp. It looks to be a heavy invis investment, where it's the Blizzard is trying to take out this Town Hall. There's the Rage. And he's got a handful. Oh, there's a Tornado Trap. Going to spin these Super Wizards around. And they're going to get hit to the wall, but they're not going to push straight into the Town Hall Poison there.
Yeah, and with that, they're staying alive, clearing out the export as well, getting a lot of nice value. And with that, the Lava Hound as well is getting lured out to make sure that he can then get him taken down in the corner. Wait a second. This Lava Hound is staying alive for, like, this Wizard is staying alive for way longer than you thought. And time is ticking. Like, Blizzard Lalo is always a really time-consuming thing. So now needs to make sure that time is not going to be the biggest problem. Needs to make sure that he's doing the multitasking to start everything together pretty much and not wait until his heroes are collecting the value which they were supposed to get, which might be tricky because if he wants to do both at the same time, he might need to start from the bottom side, which is really far away from that eagle. So let's see what he's coming in with and if it's going to be in the end a time problem or if it's just going to be the 3-star.
Yeah, with the Queen charging her way to the top, we do have an Ice Hound that is going to help try to provide some protection with the freeze effect. But this King is protecting this Queen as she's making her way around, but the Queen can actually step straight into the middle of the space and go for that enemy Queen there. Yep, okay, she's going through. She'll grab the Sweeper along with that, and here comes that Ice Hound. Moving its way across, the Warden needs to get deployed over to the right side. RC's ability's been used, but that defending Queen needs to go down. The Queen's ability is going to go off. No! Okay, he uses the ability, but he also uses the Invis as well at the same time.
Yeah, everything at the same time. It's 50 seconds left at this point. The Queen is about to go down. And now everything's relying on this back. And there's one scatter shot, and there is the defending Royal Champion as well. And the score Multi-Inferno Tower is just dealing so much damage. Nothing is going towards that Multi-Inferno Tower. That might be a big problem, especially now the Headhunters. Headhunters are going for the King first, running into a giant bomb, and that Royal Champion on defense is just keep taking down Loons, and now the Warden as well. Time is ticking as well with the Loons having to go for the Multi-Inferno Tower. This still might fail.
Yeah, with these balloons passing around, the Hound's going to go up in front, hold some traps, red air bombs, to hopefully protect these balloons in this area. Doesn't look like there's any, but he's only got 5 seconds. The Hound pops. There's the red air bombs. And it's going to be a fail. Not going to get it. 98% 2-star. Unfortunate there for Team XO, but that is going to give the slight opportunity for Bezinger now. If they triple, they can take the lead.
Yes, I mean, they now can take the lead for sure with this great defense right there. And it's always the question of like trying to pressure the other team, I feel like, and make sure that there's like the small things which might go wrong with like a bit more shakier hands or things like that. But so far, still, it's good percentage, so it still might be not the biggest deal because we have seen the majority of teams finishing on like 14 stars, I would say 14 or 13 stars. Couple of the top teams obviously getting in regularly 15 stars in there as well. So a couple of the top dogs. Otherwise, the majority of clients are getting like 14 to 13 stars, which we have seen today. So let's see what this is going to be. So the percentage, as long as they keep 3-starring after that, the percentage is still looking good. But still, Bezinger, they have the chance of pressuring at least now and getting the 3-star coming into the second rotation of the attacks. And we see as well another Blizzard with Hugo coming in, opening that blimp, making sure that he's taking care of the Town Hall, and trying with the Earthquake. Oh, trying to like damage the scatter shot, but it's not going down. And with that, the scatter shot is going to repair it to back full HP again. So the Earthquake was not worth the investment.
Yeah, that is unfortunate there, but doesn't have to worry about the Rocket Loons being fast anymore. You can take them down within the poison as the Queen is now being deployed, but He definitely wanted the Earthquake to help the Chain Super Wizards to help take that down. Unfortunately, that's not the case here, but the CC is going down. Queen is going to be healed up here slowly as the King is going to help try to path in front of this Queen to help protect her as he makes his way through to the core of this base. But he does have one more invisibility spell to use. He could use on his King and Queen or the Royal Champion.
Yeah, the Queen... Oh, wait. The Queen is now coming back around, going for the multi-Inferno Tower as well. Might be able to take down the Sweeper, which would be great then later for the Lalo. Lalo coming in from the top side. So yes, indeed, the Sweeper to take that out would be great. And we have the Headhunters probably coming in as well to take down that defending Queen. Even though, wait a second, that King just broke through the wall. Just giving that Queen access to take care of that Scatter and of that defending Queen with the Expo together.
Yes, the Royal Champ comes on the left side, pathing his way around, raising up this Eagle and multi-target Inferno. No warded ability to use now at this point. Raises that up yet again. Wait, so there's not actually too many traps. I thought there was going to be a bunch of traps in the core by that multi, but we got Tesla Farm by the bottom scatter shot down here with an invis being used on these balloons. There's a haste. Balloons are split and go around the scatter, onto the scatter, but the middle multi's up. RC's ability hits some of these Teslas on point defenses. Queen now locks onto the core multi, and Hugo is indeed going to be getting the 3-star. Well done to you. And that's exactly what they need to take the lead.
Yes, nice attack right there, even though it did not work out with that Earthquake trick for the scatter shot behind the tower, but it worked out great still with the King just going for the perfect wall for that Queen, finishing that scatter off and giving the Lalo all the pathing they needed to cruise through the back end of this base. Nice pathing right there, a nice Lalo overall, and this means it's a small lead, it's a 1-star lead and a little bit of percentage, but this lead is there, and we now need to have Team XO concentrating and keep smashing some bases to make this match even closer.
Yeah, and can Team XO do it? Well done to Hugo. You know, Hugo could definitely put a smiley face out on his next tweet with a triple from that, but, you know, he's going to be waiting to see if Bezinger will win the match to try to advance to the playoffs. Because you win this war, you advance. That's it. You're just focused on the one war here. If you lose, you're out of the Clash Masters and you have no chance of getting the golden ticket from this, because first place in the playoffs is $10,000 and that golden ticket.
Yep, indeed. It's a lot of things on the line. The prize money, you said it. The golden ticket, which is including so many things in one, like more prize money, being part of most likely the next offline event for Clash of Clans, and there's just so much on the line for those teams with this golden ticket as well, that this is even more exciting and even more pressure than on the line for those teams to actually compete for that at the end. And so far, both teams did a great job, but we need now Team XO coming in with a nice 3-star. Otherwise, we could see Bezinger just running away with this match, and that would be a really one-sided then. So Team XO is in. Yash coming in with the wait a second, what is that? A Blizzard? No, is that the entry with the dragons from the other side of the base, and then we have those clone super minions maybe, or something like that?
Yeah, that kind of could be a guess for sure, as you really want to hope that the super minions lock onto the town hall and don't get hit by a tornado trap, as that could be a huge issue, right? As they could get spun around, but it could also just be a blizzard with the super wizards. But the thing is, if you go with the super wizards, you would pull out a ground CC, right? So you kind of really, what are you going to take? I would not want to pull out a ground CC if you're coming with dragons across the base, but he does, or like in terms of a lava hound. There it is. Wait, red air bombs. Oh, there is. Wait, no. What was in there? Was there super minions, but they just disappeared? Oh, wow.
What? That was they just disappeared within seconds. And with that, wait, now that one dragon is just getting cloned. I mean, we're going to see after the attack, but something really strange happened right there. Yeah?
Well, it looks like whatever was in that clan castle was completely gone and had no chance. And so people are thinking that it was potentially was it a donation CC glitch where nothing was in it? Well, I definitely saw a few troops coming out, and we'll have to take a look at the end screen if there was super minions in there, because if there indeed were, they just disappeared to all the red air bombs. And that, at least he did get the 2-star, right? So they locked up the 2-star. It wasn't just a 1. So the World Champion was clutch there to keep them in this one, but this is going to be a very low percentage.
Yeah, I just love to know what was inside that clan castle, or if it was really nothing in there. I mean, something was in there which triggered the red bombs, right? But, I mean, Supermans are quite tanky, so it needs more than just those couple red mines. I think were only 4 red mines getting triggered or something. So, yeah, let's see what was in there. But first of all, he just takes care of that gold storage to increase to 76%. But this means it's a huge lead now for Bezinger. And this match is looking really good for them. And they could just run away. And what was in there? Let's see.
Super minions.
What?
Yeah.
There were super minions in there. But they just got... That was just crazy.
They got melted. They were completely gone. They had no chance in that area. So I guess it was just too much damage with the town hall, the red air bombs. I think it was the invisibility spells weren't used immediately. So the super minions were getting hit by everything around it. Combined with the red air bombs was just too much. Maybe if the invisibility spell was down first, then the defenses wouldn't have hit the super minions. Maybe it could have been enough, but they were just gone.
Yeah, that was just crazy, and maybe a bait, maybe by accident, but either way, it was a great additional defense for Bezinger, and they're looking better and better right now with having the chance of getting to the playoff stage. We see another blimp, and Padolini is in with some mass Hog Rider, it seems like. That's always great to see, because they can be really powerful, but sometimes they can be just really bad if you find all of those spring traps. So let's see what is going to be the case on this attack.
With this attack pulling out the clan castle, we have 34 hogs. Oh boy. Well, he's channeling his inner Cynthia here. Can he get the hogs to absolutely crush through the space as the poison spell is used onto the super minion for this queen to path her way to this town hall here with 2 super wall breakers. And that ice golem, I would say, was quite early there, as his king was finally now just deployed down here. Super wall breakers on the bottom side. Queen will easily step into the town hall, take that down, as the king's going to continue his path through no more wall breakers. But he needs this queen to be distracted, as this king's going to try to take her down.
Yeah, Queen took care of that town, which looks good. The Queen got taken down on the defensive side as well from the king. And if he's going to get that Fern Tower as well, would be great, because there is a bomb tower as well, which is a lot of value if you attack with those Hog Rider troops overall. Needs to add a couple of vulnerability. Nicely used. Needs to add a couple of headhunters to take care of the king. And now the Royal Champion has to take care of this Gormut and Fern Tower. We're getting delayed a little bit, but wait a second. That king is still alive. Freeze is coming in to make sure those headhunters are going to take care of the Royal Champion. And this attack is not looking bad at all.
Yeah, that Royal Champion clears the middle multi, makes it to the back end multi here. Going to clear that. And he has another freeze to use. And look at these hogs. There's so many left. I just feel like he didn't find any traps. He didn't find any springs, giant bombs. The ward ability was perfect. This is like the most hogs I've seen left up in a hog attack in like forever. What an attack here.
Crazy. Yeah, but that's always like the great thing about Hog Riders. Sometimes they just feel completely overpowered, like Supercell, please nerf them. And then the next attack where like you're running into a lot of spring troops, like please buff Hog Riders. They're such a cool troop, but they're so useless. So it's like always like those one of those two options depending on the spring traps, and especially in the current meta when you have those bases trying to bid against spring traps with the like try to build spring traps against headhunters, where it's obviously different setup overall. Like you're not supposed or not you're meant to hit those Hog Riders with those type of spring traps. So it's really depending on that, and he really nicely took care of that base. Maybe they were expecting a Lalo attack after this entry. It's not a lot of teams which are playing mass Hog Riders after such a hero dive.
Yeah, that is a good question, but I got a question for you, because we've seen a lot of troops get a super troop version of them, right? What do you think a super troop version of a Hog Rider would be? Would it be they just bring a Hog Glider in and it just flies? I have no idea. Do you think what kind of ability do you think a Hog Rider would get?
I have seen multiple times the suggestion that they are just too heavy for spring traps, which sounds pretty crazy strong to me, because then there is no counterplay pretty much to them. But still, it's an interesting idea. What I think I have seen a couple of others, but to be honest, I don't really know what I would personally think of would be the best option. I feel like that's a kind of tricky question, to be honest. And luckily we have the next attack live, so I can just skip to that, because I have really no answer for you there. What I feel like would be a good super version of the Hog Rider.
Well, I mean, I would be interested, because I'm assuming one day, who knows, but every single troop seems to have been getting a super version. Even the Dragon, which you never think would need a super troop version, even got one itself. So if the Dragon gets one, that means every single troop probably would have a chance at getting one day. Who knows? But Canal coming in with the Dragon Riders, with that Queen walking around this town hall, and we saw from the previous wars that, or at least from the Strat match, that an attack like this happened, but used lightning spells over on the single target inferno behind the town hall. But this time, not using lightning spells and really using this Queen to charge her way through and getting her ability forced. That is not ideal.
That is not ideal at all. I agree. Especially he's trying to charge even further into the base with charging in between of a lot of expos. Like as soon as he's going to jump into the Inferno Tower, he's going to be able to get targeted by this ground expo behind the town hall. He's going to be able to get targeted by the king, by the other two expos above the eagle. So there's going to be a lot of damage on that queen, trying to redirect the clan caster onto a different hero while this queen just keep charging in there. No headhunter yet to be placed versus the king, so this queen is going to have a rough time over there. Yes, no more rages. As I said, this queen, there's just too much damage, and this freeze in the end was not worth it. So too much of an investment. That's always the problem with bringing a jump. Your queen is just not as powerful, and that was really showcased in this example.
And that queen goes down, and the Dragon Riders are trying to finish off the rest of this base. The Lava Hound is down at the bottom side, which would provide a bunch of tanking if he were to send anything down there. But I mean, his RC's gone. These Dragon Riders go down, and unfortunate there that Queen was not able to stay alive. And it kind of just triggers more thoughts to me of thinking about more super troops. And if I thought about a super healer, my guess of a super healer would be like, they can't pull traps, right? Like, remember how the healer back in the day, that was the original like attribute of a healer, is it couldn't pull traps, and then they ended up changing that in a balance change. And now that would be interesting. How, like, if they did that, how many like camp space would a healer have to be in order to not make that like too crazy, like OP, you know? Oh my.
That's a good question. I feel like maybe something like the double amount, like maybe something like 30 housing space. Then I'm not sure if it's really like, if they ever would get used. So it would be for every single healer, it would be, I don't know, like 2 to 3 Cocodoons, but I feel like that would be a bit too much at the same time. It's an interesting idea, but if you're like, since you're talking about the super version, what would you think of like a Headhunter super version? Like, what would that do? Just one-shot hero, or what exactly would you think like a super Headhunter could do?
My version of a super header couldn't get launched by spring traps, right? So you don't have to worry about like spring trap launching it, so you could go through those and survive, or maybe have a little bit more HP. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It already does a crazy amount of damage to the enemy heroes, but I think a super headhunter in a defending clan castle could be pretty crazy if it was stronger, right? That means it would take, if it took multiple shots from the queen to take down, that would be very difficult, because right now it's just one shot, right? One shot from a queen, or it kind of goes down because it doesn't have too much health. But yeah, it kind of really starts to get your brain thinking of what could troops get in a super version that aren't in the game at the moment. As Otto's coming in with the super version of the bowlers, as they have that huge range of bounds to try to get that value, as the Warden is starting off trying to step his way into this air expo to open up the pathing to then step through the rest of this, because that town hall is all on the opposite side of the base.
Yeah, this could be an all or nothing attack for sure, especially right now he has the Siege Barracks selected, so he's most likely going to push with his king, with the Siege Barracks in from the far left side, and it's going to be a heavy push. I mean, he's investing pretty much everything into this, trying to push all the way, and having the one healer following right away, which means this one healer is gone within seconds. And that's already unfortunate, losing 14 housing space on the spot. First jump spell is in. He has a second jump to get even further, but this Tesla farm on the bottom side is just making the funnel from the king so tricky, and so far nothing is really jumping inside. You have to remember that with the stat zone, troops do not like to jump over those, and right now the queen is, well, should hopefully jump in there, but the majority of troops just running around the outside, and he needs to get that town hall still.
Yeah, that town hall is on the back end of the space as a few of the super bowlers just trying to continue their way through, getting picked off by the defending queen and royal champion. And I don't know, this could be a big problem here. He still has the royal champion, but we got both Inferno towers and multis that the queen can reach. Can't reach that single target Inferno, but he does have a jump spell and investing the queen's ability now. So this jump spell is going to have to be used on his queen. But the spell, no, he's going to use it for the royal champion. I mean, the bowler will come around, but I mean, that's one way to jump the RC, I guess.
Yeah, but the second star should be there, but it was an incredible risky approach, especially considering their lead. You see, it's right now 9-9, but you have to consider that this is with one attack less. So they're not going to increase their lead. It's going to stay at this 2-star lead, which is still a lot. I mean, they still need like a miracle to get a comeback in this one. Yeah. All we can see with the minions on the back end. Because I just felt like it's a really, really fun discussion about the super troops. I feel like just ignoring traps, like for most of the super troops, could be a little bit boring and maybe frustrating for the base builders, because then there is no counterplay. So I feel like every single super troop so far has the ability of making the troop unique, or like in some way a bit different to the original troop. So I feel like for headhunters, for example, it could be that they're flying, for example. Like instead of having headhunters running on the ground, you have them flying, so you can really adapt. Like, are you using air, ground, whatever? Because typically you do not want to use headhunters with air attacks, because then you would trigger like a lava or something. So having that possibility, that would be pretty cool, right? Like you could have, I mean, it would be pretty OP with lalo as well, but that's a different topic. Maybe make them one shot from red mines or something. But either way, that would be like, make them have still the same overall use case, but it would be a different version of the original one without just making them immune to a trap, for example.
Yeah, and be sure, guys, leave your suggestions down in the chat below, because I'm sure a lot of people will be getting ideas from that, because the idea I saw in the chat was headhunter split like Golem. Like, you get maybe a little mini headhunter or something. But yeah,
that would be cool.
That would be crazy, you know? That would be really crazy. But
do it with the Hawk Rider. The Hawk Rider spring off the Hawk, or like the Hawk is just keep fighting or something. That would be so cool. Like, as I said, I'm getting him to do excited maybe right now, but getting back to the attack, we saw the queen going the wrong way. And yeah, he needs to adapt now.
Yeah, with the Dragon Riders, though, look, he's not waiting at all. He's got the 2 minutes left, or well over 2 minutes. And the Dragon Riders is out, but the Queen is stepping straight into that channel force and gets spun around. And she's gonna go for the lava house, but she doesn't know what to go for. Now the healers are dying, the Queen's caught in. Oh, rip to the Queen. He didn't want the Queen to go up and around that way because she stepped right into that channel poison. That's devastating.
Yeah, that Queen charge did not go to plan. He wanted to have the Queen walking straight into the tunnel. Instead, the Queen did some crazy different pathing. You know, everything is relying on the percentage for them. At the same time, though, they are already 2 stars behind, so they had to go for 3 stars, hoping for a miracle defense. And it seems like this is not going to happen. Even the last rage it feels like it's way too deep. Nothing is inside that rage. And this means Team XO is going to finish on like 11 stars. And that's obviously not the result you're going for. We have talked about it earlier. 14 to 13 stars were like the results most of those teams were finishing on if they wanted to win. And 11 stars is just not close enough to that.
Yeah, 11 stars is not close in a match like this. You have to be putting up those 14-star performances, as we've seen wars come down to that, and only a 66%. And that's the final attack that's coming in for Team XO, putting them to 11, which means that Bezinger, all they got to get is the 1 star, and they will be advancing to the playoffs. And Bezinger is liking that for sure. And we're seeing these teams that got the points, right, getting to the stage, and some of them are making it, but others aren't. We had Strat. They came in from the last chance qualifier, and they made the playoffs. And now we're seeing Bezinger coming in from the last chance qualifier, and they're going to be making the playoffs if they get at least a 1 star. But then we saw from the previous match where the Top and I was not able to make it. I mean, due to his Queen, with the Queen AI, could have. That's a whole separate discussion there. It was so close in that matchup, but Vanguard Gaming coming away and knocking out Top and I to go to the playoffs. So we do have one more match that's going to be after this one, so you guys don't want to go anywhere because you don't want to miss the final one. That is going to be Marcos Gaming. They were able to choose their team, and they chose to take up Team Ninja. So that storyline is very interesting to say, hey, you know, Team Ninja, I think you're the easiest team to beat out of all of them. That's what Marcos Gaming was kind of essentially saying with picking them first. So it's going to be interesting to see the final match later after this one. But, man, nice try.
Yeah, I feel like if they're going to lose that one, that would feel really bad because, I mean, they're pretty much had the chance of picking any of the teams, and then they would have picked the team which they would be taken care of. So that would be unfortunate, but right now it looks like the same happened to Team XO. They were able to choose between 3 different teams, and Bezinger was their choice, and so far it seems like they have not picked, or at least Bezinger is here to play. And they were happy to get picked. And now we have a different attack, which includes a wild army composition. 5 bats, a couple of freezes, a rage, invisibility spell, some rocket loons, some everything. So let's see what Dima has in store for us.
Dima's bringing it all. The Golem is going to be going just a bit in front of this Queen near these Teslas that popped up, as the King is going to help loop towards this Eagle and makes the Queen invisible, so she wasn't taking too much damage from that Tesla, as the Golem does pop, and the Queen, no jump spell here. Her ability goes off to clear this compartment, this area, and she's going to have bats to fly around as well with these dragons.
Yeah, Queen. I mean, the heroes took care of everything, I guess, what he wanted to get. But at the same time, this tunnel still looks in a really good spot right there. He has the blimp, so he should be able to reach that. But right now the Clan Castle is following that King, which is good for him because he tries to take care of that scatter shot. Because at the end of the day, it is going to be a bad attack, which means splash damage has to be taken care of. And that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. And so far, he has done a pretty good job at it so far, with the Dragon Song coming in from the bottom side and the blimp towards that Town Hall.
Yeah, with the pushing those, like the lava house and the ice golem to the top side of the base is really nice. You don't have to worry about that. It will stay out of the way. But this bullet is landing for the town hall. Sneaky goblins are coming out. Need to secure this town hall. Come on, sneakies, sneakies. And yes, town hall goes down as the dragons are going to try to clear a bunch of the bottom side of the base. And still has, okay, the bats are finally now being deployed from the top side to overwhelm that single target inferno.
Yeah, I need to make sure that this Inferno Tower is going down, and yes, indeed it is. Even the multi-Inferno, even the Wizard Tower on the back end should go down with 50 seconds left. That should be no problem whatsoever. I felt like, oh no, those bats are going down to the red mine, but that shouldn't be any problem. The bats just felt like cleanup at this point. Took care of the top side, but those dragons were just too strong, pushing in from the bottom side to clear everything out. And at this point, it's only time being maybe the difference maker, depending on how quick those dragons are, but I don't see that those 4 buildings are going to survive for too long.
Yeah, no, they are definitely going to be going down there. And Dima adding another 3-star here for Bezinger. Don't have to take out the defending clan castle. Don't have to take out the defending heroes. Just have to take out all the buildings. And he did just that, Dima. Great job for Bezinger coming away with a triple, putting them to 14 and knocking out Team XO. And Bezinger is going to be joining the other teams into the playoffs. So we can bring up the matchups. And so we can see the teams that have made it so far from today. And we'll see that final matchup here later. And we see Strat taking out Lakota Prosciutto. Vanguard Gaming taking out VN Tampanai. And now Bezinger taking on Team XO. But Itsu, we have one final match still to come.
Yes, indeed. Marcos Gaming versus Team Ninja in just a couple of minutes. And for everyone who's wondering who Bezinger has to face, well, actually, Bezinger is going to face off against QDFan next week. And that's going to be their matchup. And yeah, as you said, Marcos Gaming versus Team Ninja. And that's, I feel like, storyline-wise, the most interesting setup because, yeah, they had the choice between everyone. They could have picked every single team out there, and they have decided to pick Team Ninja. And I mean, it would be kind of like a perfect possibility for a meme if they would take them out. But let's see if that's going to happen.
Yeah, it is like just perfect. You know that all, like, especially Peril, he's ready to go. He's got his meme template all ready for the outcome of what's going to happen in this match, you know, for sure. But the winner of this last match is going to be taking on other than MS Esports. So either way, if you win this match, it's going to be an absolute grind to try to defeat and take out MS Esports, who has the Hog Master himself, Cynthia, over there waiting to help to take down your bases. So it's going to be a tough road in the playoffs. And if you're wondering when the playoffs will be, they will be next weekend. It's actually 3 days: Friday, Saturday, and the playoffs will be. And we're gonna have this matchup be the final one here today, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So man, it's gonna be epic.
It's going to be epic indeed, especially having those teams now come to the stage where it feels like they're really competing for this golden ticket. Like all of this right now is trying to build up to this playoff stage then to have the top 8 teams battling it out. And I feel like we should jump into the rosters to take a look at what players are playing for which teams, even though you should probably know which players are playing for those 2 teams. We have for the left side Marcos Gaming coming in with Godfather Nero. We have BTS Alfonso, Grim 11, and Master Artif.
Yeah, and for Team Ninja, we have Barsan, Cito, Toto, Coco, and Garudica for Team Ninja. And we're going to see, will Marcos Gaming be able to take out Team Ninja? Or will Team Ninja say, hey, you picked us first. You thought that you could defeat us. And you thought we were the easiest team out of all the ones in the play-in stage. And it's going to be very interesting here, especially once it comes down to the end to try to advance to the playoffs. And yeah, everything's in line because what's waiting in the playoffs? That golden tickets. You're trying to win the golden ticket and $10,000 for first place. But here we go. The first stack is coming in right now, and we've got ourselves a Queen Charge Lalo for Alfonso for Marcos Gaming. As the Queen is down, she'll be walking her way a little bit to the top side towards that scatter shot, and we'll have to wait to drop these healers just yet, as Sneaky Goblins are coming in to help force that Queen in, set that fight off. Looking good so far.
Looking good so far indeed, with the blimp now as well, to not only take down the single Inferno Tower on the flank of that Queen Charge, but as well to lure out the Clan Castle. And okay, that was a good choice, because those Rocket Loons are not coming out. The same with the Super Minions, and they are wasting their super abilities. The Rocket Loons, you can see, they're not speedy anymore. The same thing is happening to the Super Minions. They have shot most of their long shots already and wasted them kind of. So this means Queen is looking good. Queen should stay alive, even though there's a lot of damage. But just imagine this defensive damage in addition to the Rocket Loons, everything coming out of the Clan Castle. This would have been a kind of scary situation. But now Alfonso is pushing in from the top side with his kick. Oh, wait a second. That Queen is having different plans and is going in to the top side, which I feel like is not even that bad, because he's then getting the multi-Inferno Tower and the sweeper and everything from the top side. So not too bad at all.
Yeah, as that Lalo is going straight over the Town Hall. Oh, he does just flip the Town Hall with the freeze. So the ground expo is frozen to help protect the Queen a little bit. Rage upward and pops the abilities. The headhunters are moving their way around, but they get stuck in the tornado trap, spinning them all around, and literally the Town Hall poison effect. But the RC was made invisible to take out the scatter shot. And this might just be a defense. Wait. RC is trying to get healed up. Oh, but she goes down.
Oh, the Owl is tanking for the Warden. Can the Warden with the Owl somehow finish this off? The healers are tanking. Archers are coming in. I don't really think this is going to be possible. He's trying to tank with minions on the back end, but somehow this looks good with the Wizard and the Archer taking down the air defense. This somehow still 3-star. What an attack, not close at all.
Well, you can definitely see Alfonso just wiping the sweat from his forehead. He's like, whew, just barely able to get that one. Hey, I mean, it doesn't matter how many troops you have left, as long as you get the 3-star at the end of the attack. It did just that to start off the war for Marcos Gaming. Beautiful job there. And now Team Ninja, can they answer with a 3-star of their own? You know, they definitely are capable of it, but can they do it? Are they going to have to be putting up a high score war? Because Marcos finished in 5th place, right? They were just barely missing out on the play-in or the playoffs, right? So they're forced to play in this play-in stage here at this point. So coming down to the next one, where we saw that the Queen Charge Lalo, right? One of the most common attack strategies used at this pro scene in Clash of Clans. It's so strong. It's so versatile. You can use so many different versions of it. Will we see some more of that for Team Ninja? What do you think is kind of or at least do you know of an attack strategy that Team Ninja is known for? Are they versatile, or can they come in with anything?
I felt like they were always shining with some versatile attacks and different attack strategies. I think they were one of the teams, I think back as well with like Lalo and Dragon Riders. That's what they sometimes did, if I remember that correctly. But I'm more than excited to see what they're coming up with, and if they're going the Queen Charge Lalo route as well, or if they're coming with something more fancy. And it seems like Super Bonus is going to be their choice versus this again as well, anti-2-star base, or like box base still, with the lock launcher, not the lock launcher, the Flame Flinger for the Town Hall. Yes, the Earthquake in there as well, but needs to be careful. There is a double ground expo, like double expo behind the Town Hall with 2 mortars. This could be a big problem.
Yeah, as that Flame Flinger is going to try to grab the Town Hall, it's going to take this Warden a little bit of time, but notice there is that ground expo. It will eventually lock onto this Warden or the Flame Flinger as he approaches. No, the Flame Flinger is just out of range, but it does lock onto the Warden. He does need to pull this Warden to the bottom side. Will he be able to do it? Queen? Yes. Okay, the Warden does come back down to the bottom.
Yeah, the Flame Fling now is taking down the tunnel for sure. Is out of range of any of the damage behind the Spring Trap to take care of that Ice Golem right away. And now those boulders are coming back, diving further into the space. Jump spells in place as well to lead everything into that core. But now what is in there? A Lava Hound, which could delay that Queen even longer. The Bezinger Inferno Tower has been taken care of as well. And what is that timing? The Ground Expo is on the I think, yeah, on the Queen, actually, making sure the Flame Flinger is staying alive even longer. What a great timing.
Yeah, with that tunnel going down, the Flame Flinger still up, going to the top side. Super Bowlers through that core, and the Tesla Farm does pop up on the far left side. So the Royal Champ ability can help clear a bunch of that as his heroes are continuing his way through. And remember, the Stone's Lambert has troops inside, or not the Stone's Lambert, the Flame Flinger, I should say, has troops inside of it. So if that's Hogs, Yetis, whatever it may be, it will help provide a little bit of a benefit for his Queen, which does have her ability as well.
Yeah, and right now, with all of those open walls, it's really great for those heroes because they can leave and enter the base as they are as they wish, especially now with the Yetis coming in there, so which are great to tank. There's now the race to get that Queen into the scatter compartment. Now at this point is time as well as a question. The Yetis are coming into the scatter compartment right there, which is nice, and the skeleton traps are getting taken down as well. Queen ability is still not used, and this should be as well a 3-star from Team Ninja, and as well a close one is coming down to time because even more skeleton traps are popping off.
Oh, wait, 10 seconds. Queen, Yeti. The Queen needs to clutch this. Seven, come on, Queen. Tesla goes down. Archer Tower, and yes, just barely as well. Gets it done. What a few close attacks here to start off this match, but it's all tied up. 3 stars apiece.
What a star. Both players right now were sweating quite a lot, I feel like. That was some crazy start from both sides. But one thing which is good as well for us, it's a close one. No big differences so far, so this should be an exciting match. And having two teams starting off with 3 stars is great, especially seeing both teams using apparently different styles of bases, which is always cool to see. That I feel like right now there's so many possible things, not only on offense but defense as well. There's always the discussion what type of base is like the best. It's probably like really team dependent on what base you want to use. Strategy wise as well, there's a lot of different things you can use. I feel like we have a wide variety of different troops which are getting used. We have super bowlers, we have sometimes hybrid getting used, we have Lalo, obviously, we have a lot of different dragon attacks coming in. I feel like with all of those different strategies being viable right now, it's just like the reason why we see this really offensive heavy meta, because well, with so many things being viable, it's really hard for then the base builders to choose what they're trying to defend. So even though it's a good thing, I feel that everything is viable, it's a bad thing at the same time then for base builders. So it's always like a pro and con on that list. We have the next attack in, and we have the Dragon Rider mix, which we have not seen too much today so far. And if most of the times we have seen it with the Queen Charge together, this time no Queen Charge, just the Dragons and Dragon Riders getting pushed in from this far left side, with then the Blim to make sure that this tunnel is going to go down.
Yeah, as those dragons go straight into the core, Warden and Belly protects them as the dragons are trying to split to grab the multi. Does have a few Dragon Riders go over it. No, they all go straight to it as a clone spell comes for the balloons from out of the blimp. And absolute gut at the Town Hall and the Inferno Tower behind it with a freeze coming down. Still has the Royal Champion to use as he finds a Tesla Farm to the far right side. He can send the RC to the bottom as the dragons go down there, or he decides to send the RC to the top side into the Tesla Farm to help those dragons. This is looking good.
This is looking really good, especially with the defensive on the back end, targeting everything like air and ground. He can really nicely share the damage with those dragons and the Royal Champion. No freeze, no spells whatsoever left at this point though, so it needs to make sure that this Royal Champ is somehow getting through all of this. Royal Champ ability is still there. There's still an X-Bow with the defending Warden out there. His own Warden is going down.
That hurt.
That defending Warden
Wow.
can be scary. I feel like this Warden is going to win this 1 versus 1, or at least dealing enough damage.
And that means the Expo is going to finish off the Royal Champ, and this Dragon is low health. This Dragon is like one shot away from going down, and this is a defense. Team Ninja is going to hold Marcos Gaming to a defense here, and this is huge. He's a 3-star from Team Ninja, and they will then take the lead here early in this match. Dragon's going to fly around, but this is going to be in the lower, maybe probably mid-90 here as he going to grab these outside buildings. The Unicorn is going to go over to the Dragon and start to heal the Dragon up. But look at that. The Dragon's got 2 pets. Who would have thought? A Dragon's got an owl and a Unicorn next to it.
I mean, you see something new every single time, I guess. With that, now the owl is getting healed by the Unicorn. What is going on?
Oh my goodness. The owl has his own pet. The owl's got the Unicorn healing it up and getting a little bit more percentage. Look at the chain. The chain takes out the Expo. Imagine. And now the Arch Tower is going to finish it off, or like it's just hanging in, and finally it goes down. And at 97%, it's a pet and a pet. You know, I don't think that Supercell was thinking that the pets would stay alive to the end like that, and pets could 3-star a base to finish off the final buildings and defenses. But hey, you know, it's definitely happened. There's definitely a lot of viewers probably watching that their owl probably got healed up by a Unicorn, saved their attack, and 3-starred as well. And man, hey, at the end of the day, whatever could work, get it done. But it was a defense there for Team Ninja.
Yeah, it would be great if we get more and more pets where you can choose from, like in the future, and maybe just add those basic pets like hero has more HP, or like hero dealing more damage or something like that. Then you can really have a pet on a pet on a pet, which would be then kind of funny if those things are happening. But we are in with the next attack, and that's, there was a lot of damage early on, but the Queen is surviving with another Queen Charge Lalo, and he's having right now the lock launcher selected, so let's see if he's going to stick with that or going to change his plan. But so far it seems like he's going to stick with that, trying to push further into the space, and then maybe he's doing something like a hero dive from the far left side with his king, with his queen, and that wall breaker is beautiful, getting that queen access in there. Why is he not raging?
Yeah. He wall broke and got hit by the Grand Warden and the scatter shot. Now it's too much, and the Unicorn is getting hit here by the scatter now, which means that the Queen pulls Rocket Loons poison. Wait, he does the reverse. You're supposed to poison the super minions and freeze the Rocket Loon, but here comes the log launcher, and the super minions are doing work and pulls yet another Seeking Air Might to the healers. Oh
no, this is not looking good, and they would have the chance right now to push ahead. Most of those healers are already gone, turning the Queen and the healers invisible. Another black man hitting, and this Queen is supposed to get the Town Hall, because you can see already, or maybe not, because he did not invest the Warden to take care of the far left side with the King together. So he at least has the Warden still left, which is great for him, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Can you maybe take down 1 or 2 more Inferno Towers? That would be great for him. Another rage. That rage was really ambitious. I feel like I don't see he's getting that much value out of that rage.
Oh no. Raising the Town Hall with the Warden now coming down. And he can't rage over the Town Hall. He's got the Warden ability over it to protect these balloons, but they all go around it. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, balloons. They're going to get pushed back. Handful of them come into the Town Hall now. Ground Skeleton gets pulled from the Hog Rider that's there. The Town Hall is going to go down. There's a little troll corner Tesla over at the far right side. We got ourselves, it looks to be a defense here, and it's going to be lower percentage, which means that Marcos Gaming will have the lead.
Yeah, and really strange opening right there with, like, he did not rage it off versus a Warden and a Scatter Shot, which is already really strange. And yeah, I mean, he wall break into that scatter compartment, but at the same time, he did not funnel it out on the far left side, so he could not really think about that he would actually get this access into the scatter. So just a big question mark to me, but he's saving on an 88%, but is not getting close to the percentage which was put up by Marcus Gaming. So even though they ended up on a 2-star, Marcus Gaming, with coming into the second rotation of the attacks, we should see them leading this series right now. And there's 3 more attacks to go for every single team.
Yeah, and this is indeed the final match here today for the play-in stage to find out who's going to be joining the teams that's coming up this weekend. That's coming up the Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the playoffs that you guys don't want to miss for the teams, because Strat was the first one that played today. They won. And this weekend is going to be Strat versus Queen Walkers. Number 1 seed Queen Walkers taking on the number 8 seed Strat, which saying Strat as an 8 seed, that doesn't sound right. It just sounds off, you know, as Strat is just one of the best teams in the world, and they always show up for the tournaments and do amazing jobs. It's just sometimes, you know, some teams may have an off day, but you definitely never want to face them when they are just clicking and they get their perfect wars. As now we have Godfather looking to send in the dragons and try to take this base down with that blimp straight in towards the town hall. And I don't see these dragons pulling a bunch of traps, so the traps may be waiting for him on the other side, and that could be a big problem.
Yeah, that can be indeed a big problem, but still, with those dragons raged up going through, they just need to take care of all of the big damage buildings. And so far, it looks doable. Let's say like this. Expos are just getting taken care of. That would be the important thing for the Expos. The Expos overall going down, because they're the main threat for the heroes, which are coming around this bottom side at the moment. So interesting setup of the base. It's not really symmetrical overall. With the Eagle, really strange on this far side, and he decided to not go into the Eagle. Now everything's relying on that Queen, with the King going down to the defending Queen. Is he going to place the Royal Champ at this bottom side to maybe support his Queen a little bit? Because so far, this Queen is going to run into a lot of damage right now. Queen ability to take care of the Scatter, Queen ability to take care of the Eagle, and maybe even the defending Queen. That would be huge. And everything is going down with the Royal Champion coming from the top side.
Yeah, with that RC coming in and her ability, the Warden just goes down. The Queen is trying to hang on a little bit here, but the RC will burn her ability, skips across, down goes the Arch Tower, down goes the cannon, and this World Champion is going to finish off this base, getting that 3-star. And this is why many times you want to save onto your World Champion, because people do these attacks, right? They use the dragons and the kind of the Hydra, or in this case, it's kind of really just a large kind of dragon push here with the 7 dragons. And what they may do is they may use the Raw Champion early, right? They may use the Raw Champion to set a funnel to force the dragons in, but then you run out of steam at the end. So a lot of times these pro players, what they show you is to save the Raw Champion for the end, to find the best spot to use her. And she is what is going to finish off the base, get her ability off, grab air defense, the final buildings to one-shot them. And it just shows the strength of saving that RC for the end, and usually ends up clutching the 3-star.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to invest her early, right? So making sure that he's getting this next 3-star and securing them the lead for, like, even, let's say, a really good position to be in for sure in this matchup. So things are not looking too bad. But overall, still looking for more attacks. It's still early on, like not even half of the match. With some more attacks still to go, I think everything can still happen, especially seeing the attacks earlier of the day, where we had some crazy things happening, where no one can really count on those things to happen. So anything can happen in those matches. It's going to stay close, and that's always the best thing to have if those close matches are happening, which is the case because we have the best teams in this play-in stage to make sure that they're getting to the playoffs and being able to fight for the big amount of prize money.
Yeah, they're trying to fight for that prize money indeed, with first place coming home with $10,000 and that coveted golden ticket here. As we have the final set of attacks coming in the final match here today, Marcos Gaming trying to eliminate and knock out Team Ninja, who they picked out of the 4 teams to pick first. So they believe that they were going to have the best ability to defeat Team Ninja. As we're looking at the score here, a 3-star from Team Ninja will be able to tie up the stars, but they'll be down on the percentage here, as the invisibility spell is coming down for the Super Wizards, and he definitely will want to take out that Eagle Artillery with them as he clears a bit of the CC, and he's going to lock on and not take out this Hound, as it barely has any health left.
Yeah, the Hound is going to survive, but at the same time, with having so little hit points, I think it's still really good looking for him, with the Dragon Rider now being able to take care of the entire top side and being able to funnel the second stage, which is the Dragon attack overall. He's trying to do over the Hound to make sure that this Hound is not dealing or causing too many distracted dragons, distracted loons or something. Now with that Queen taking care of the lava pups and starting with the funnel on the left side soon with the King is in. Now those dragons are pushing towards that Eagle and towards that Town Hall, I'm sorry, with the first freeze. Missing the Town Hall though, but the vulnerability is getting used early on.
Yeah, and those air skellies are actually slowing down those dragons. So they're getting spun straight into the Town Hall poison. And look at them. They are going down so fast. Oh, no. We have the back and single target Inferno. That's going to be a problem here as the Rage spell's coming down, but no King ability to use now. He is going down. Queen still has her ability, but she's not stepping in towards this middle compartment here as the World Champion trying to make her way around. But we have quite a bit of defense that's still left.
Yeah, especially the scatter shot and the defending Royal Champion are a big threat to his own troops right there. The Queen is trying to still circle around the Royal Champion ability to deal some more damage, but the shield is not bouncing on the perfect buildings. And I feel like even though the Queen is strong, yes, but I highly doubt that she's going to be able to clear all of those remaining buildings. She has to use her ability, barely is getting that done, and now she's even dying in her ability. So that's going to be another defense, and we have already seen that Team Ninja had a really low percentage attack early on, which is now causing even bigger difference between the percentages of those two teams. And right now, Marcos Gaming is looking really good versus Team Ninja, and they seem to struggle quite a bit versus those bases.
Yeah, the ring style base, the anti 2-star with that Town Hall all the way in the middle. Unfortunate, not going to get it done for Team Ninja, and they are going to be down by a star, 8-7 right now in this match. And yeah, that Warden ability, try to protect the dragons. Unfortunately, the air skellies that popped up stopped the dragons from moving straight onto the Town Hall with the Warden ability to protect them, and they got taken out really quickly. That's what it takes. Those small things that you just don't necessarily plan for air skelly or something to pop up to stop that attack, because usually it can be really strong. Sometimes you may see like a blimp come in straight to the core with like double or even triple clone spells to just kind of try to remove everything. But they decided to go with the Blizzard with the Super Wizards, and it just wasn't enough to get it done. So Marcos Gaming has the advantage, has the lead right now in this match, and they're looking good. If they can keep coming away 3 stars, they could advance.
They're looking really good, and especially like those clone spell strategies are working really well versus those ring bases, because not only you're spreading out your loons, but as well like you're triggering a lot of traps. You're making sure that your own dragons do not have to path into that Town of Poison. So there's a lot of good things happening for you if you're using those crazy clone madness. I think we have seen a couple of cases where like suddenly there were like 30 loons getting created inside the core of the base. So let's get to the next attack, and we have seen a lot of Queen Charge Hydra attacks today, with a lot of those pros deciding that a Queen Charge into that Eagle compartment might be a good decision, because I feel like a lot of those teams are trying to protect those Town Hall charges. On the far left side, we can see again those anti-boulder or like anti-smash or pretty much anti-whatever is getting pushed into that Town Hall compartment, because you have 2 options. If you're charging in there, for example, as well, the Queen is going through the Town of Poison, or she's not going to be able to reach that defending Warden. So overall, it's like a lose-lose situation for you as an attacker, and that's why those walls are so annoying and whoever came up with that is just a genius.
Well, I know I definitely couldn't. I can't build bases because if I try, what happens immediately is I somehow try to build a ring base and it will just completely fail. But 11 charging this queen in through super minions. But remember, he used the freeze on the super minions and didn't use the freeze on the rocket loon as the dragon rush to clear in the core. The freezing now onto the single target. The blimp makes it to the town hall. Rages, freezes it up, but he doesn't freeze the town hall, but it goes down to the Yetis. There's so much going on in this attack here as this queen is beating through a wall, and he now finally sends the world champion into the single target inferno.
Yeah, and actually the single inferno tower, or more likely the wall breaker, completely trolled, because instead of targeting the wall of the single inferno tower, you can see on the far right side the increased hole in the base, because the wall breaker just randomly targeted that wall instead of going for the single inferno tower compartment. So things were a little bit problematic for that queen, being not able to reach that single. So really great adaptation by 11 of using that royal champion to snipe out the single inferno tower. The warden meanwhile is sniping down that expo, and with that queen ability still there, he should be able to finish off the last remaining buildings, because, well, he has some dragons at the top side, he has the queen on the bottom side, and more than 40 seconds still to go.
Yeah, that warden sniping the air expo was huge, because now the queen doesn't have to beat through a wall or even face an expo, because he could pop this queen ability and secure these final defenses and buildings and add another 3-star here for Marcos Gaming. Beautiful job and getting it done with that queen charge kind of Hydra in this with the Yetis, the sneaky goblins, Yetis inside of that blimp to help secure the town hall. Well done.
Yeah, really nicely done, especially like for me, like the biggest highlight of this was really him getting trolled by the wall break, and then how he adapted with the royal champion, making sure, okay, I cannot reach that single inferno tower. Let's just immediately place the royal champ, get the pathing in there. Nicely done. And with that, another 3-star in the books. And it looks like that Marcos Gaming was right with their prediction, or like with the team choice which they have went with, because so far, even if Team Ninja is going to 3-star, the percentage is still in favor of Marcos Gaming, and even another 1-star leader as well. So even if they're going to fail, Team Ninja has to 3-star twice, and this fail has to be a really low percentage. Otherwise, things are not looking good at all for Team Ninja right now. So Marcos Gaming in a really good position. Team Ninja has 2 chances, 2 attacks to claim back maybe the lead, because then this match is going to be over, and only the winner is going to have a chance of competing in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, which is going to be this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be when the playoffs are going to occur. And we're going to see, because the winner of this match is going to take on MS Esports in the playoffs. So it's going to be a difficult road through that. But we now have Team Ninja with their attack, and oh, it is the lighting spells. We got a... Wait, I'm going to say a Zap Lalo, but we got 4 Dragon Riders in the mix. So he's going to involve quite a bit of Dragon Riders to try to get this as the queen. He wants to path her into the town hall, but notice a Tesla farm does pop up on the right side. That's going to be a little bit of an issue, and hopefully this queen can continue to charge into the town hall here.
Yeah, and it's the strategy I was talking about in the beginning, because he already pulled this off during the Clash Worlds Championship. And he used it quite a bit, this combination of Lalo and Dragon Riders, which has worked great for him. So let's see if everything is going to get taken care of, what he's trying to go for. Invisibility spell to take care of that scatter shot, which is working great. The queen, though, is running into the town of poison, so he now needs to take care of this headhunter, because the headhunter is still annoying looking. Poison is in there to take care of that headhunter, and then he can get started with the Lalo, with the Dragon Riders.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something over the Eagle Artillery app. Maybe not. I was going to say, I would start by the Eagle, because that is something that's going to be hitting your troops the whole time, but he decides to go with a Skeleton spell to distract that single while the Stone Slammer moves in, but that Sweeper is going to be a little annoying to push him back. Dragon Rider's pulling some Seeking Air Mines off to the right side as he has a mini little Lalo coming in over the top. Gonna have to pop that wooden, but these balloons are like all gone. he lost a handful of loons. He has 7 left. But that Eagle Artillery is doing a massive amount of damage.
Oh, that is... I'm not sure with the Eagle on the back end. It's always really tricky. And you said it's dealing so much damage. He's trying to just brute force its way through all of the damage, through all of those buildings towards the Eagle, but it seems to not be enough. He has 1 skeleton spell still left, but that skeleton spell cannot do anything against this multi-inferno tower. On the other side, he has the bomb tower, so it's not giving him too much value. The inferno tower is going to go down, but with that Eagle, with that Warden staying up, this is not looking too good for him, and this feels like Team Ninja is not going to have any chance whatsoever of coming back in this matchup with not getting this place secure.
Yeah. Unfortunate there for Team Ninja, as the Eagle Artillery is going to be one of the final remaining defenses, and that is something you definitely do not want to be remaining on a base as you're trying to finish it off, as this is going to put Team Ninja only to 9, and that means they are down by 2 going into the final set of attacks. And all Marcos Gaming has to get is just get a 2-star, and they will definitely be walking away with a victory here and advance to the playoffs. So nice try to Team Ninja, but that just was not able to get it done. And Marcos Gaming is just 1 simple attack away from moving on.
That's right, they need 1 more 3-star and they are done. And they're going to get into the playoffs, be able to compete for the big prize money and for the golden ticket. That's the big goal the big prize every team is going to aim for in this competition. And so far, it's pretty crazy. And even though this is like highest competition at the moment, we are seeing really different results. I feel like we have seen really a big difference between the top dogs right now out there, team-wise, and as well the teams who are trying to just get this last gap, this last jump towards their stage done, which includes different results, with like having some teams who ended on like 11 stars. We have seen 12 stars already a couple of times. We have seen only 1 perfect so far today, and then a couple of other teams with pretty decent results as well, like 14 stars. So overall, a huge variety mixed. And we have the next attack in. Grim can deal, make sure that his team is going to get towards the next stage with 3-starring this base of the Lakota.
Yeah, well, starting off with that blimp and the tunnel going down means that all he needs to get is the 50%, and that will be a victory for them. And look at this E-Dragon. If he goes to this army camp, I don't think he could chain from there. If he goes to the barracks, then he could chain to take out the air defense, but that will be hitting this E-Dragon here. As the rest of the dragons, the Dragon Riders come into the scatter shot, and will be able to move his way through no problem, and will be able to easily get the 50%, especially with his heroes. They're coming on the far right side. Gonna move his way through, and Marcos Gaming is gonna look to secure this victory here.
Yeah, everything is going through quickly, freezing the left side with that air defense. The king around the top side trying to push everything back inside with that queen together. Some rocket loons, but this air defense is just getting skipped. And to be honest, a lot of things are still staying up. Like a lot of defense are left alive at this point, so the heroes really have to be the difference maker at this point. Even the Warden is now around the other heroes. So we have 4 heroes on the far right side versus the rest of this base, with everything right now on the line for Marcos Gaming and trying to push even further into the base.
Yeah, that Royal Champ can make her way to the multi, freezing up the enemy queen. RC has her ability, which will skip across, and these heroes are getting a lot of value. Without Warden staying alive is huge. He's providing a huge buff and now pulls out a triple Ice Golem Clan Castle that will end up slowing his heroes down, as the Ground Expo now locks onto his queen of all things. And 1 Ice Golem decides to go off to the far archers on the far left side, I would say. As 50 seconds left, he's approaching into the 90% range. Poison spell's down. Queen's ability is going to be forced, but it's not going to matter, as Grim's going to help get the 2-star, secure the victory for Marcos. They'll be going to the playoffs. We do have 1 final attack coming in from Team Ninja, but unfortunately it is not going to be enough for them.
enough for them just based on the percentage as well, like for Team Ninja to come back from, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and the stars as well, like this is out of reach, but they can get some more stars as well with their last attack. But it seems like Marcus Gaming have chosen the correct team to face. That's at least good for them. They had the possibility of choosing from 4 different teams, and they have chosen the correct one to get to the next playoff stage. Overall, getting this 13-star victory. And with that, I think we had Vanguard today, and now Marcus Gaming with finishing on 13 stars and getting to the next stage of the playoffs. We had Strat with 15 stars, and then we had 14 stars, I think the other one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had Strat with perfect, and then another 14 as well. So yeah, it's been some high scoring wars, but if I think about it, and you know what could actually play a role and take effect is due to the, I would say, this tournament timing, right? Because Team Ninja is based in Japan, that could also be a thought process, right? Picking a team, right? Marcos Gaming, Marcos is also later in the day, but if I'm not mistaken, it's like very early in the morning for Team Ninja, so that can also affect planning. Maybe they have to be up, right? And it could be tired, and that could play a role because it's not in a local, like, it's not a LAN event, so it's not in person. So it's all different time zones from around the world. So in reality, actually, that can play a role in potentially picking teams if you think that might affect them.
Yeah, for sure. That can be a big factor overall, I feel. And obviously with the performance, I mean, it was not easy at all to pick between the different teams, but I feel with Bezinger and Tompina and Strat being the other options, it's really tricky. I mean, there were so many good teams you had to choose from, so I feel like any team is a rough opponent at this point. So Toto now coming in, is he going to save another 3-star just for the pride and feeling great about this? You know, I feel like they're not that happy about the result, but still they can get this another 3-star in for the score to make it look a little bit closer.
This bowler is doing its absolute best. You know, this little bowler thinks he's a little super bowler. He's been doing his job of clearing the outside to force that king to funnel his way back into the core, as he is able to wall break just barely, gets that wall break through. So now the queen can stab her way through to go get that town hall. Are we going to find a tornado trap? Ooh, maybe a tornado trap's either on the top or bottom side of this town hall. As this queen continues to charge in, there's some skellies to provide a distraction for the Royal Champion as she comes to the right side, and the Dragon Riders are coming down on the bottom now.
Yeah, the healers are getting targeted by that multi-infernal tower. A nice invisibility spell to keep them safe, but now the queen is in a lot of damage, and especially inside that town of poison. I feel like sometimes even the damage is not that bad for the queen. Ooh, giant bombs. It's not even that bad for the queen, but the reduced attack speed, so she cannot deal that much damage anymore, is sometimes even a bigger problem, it feels like. Giant trap now, trying to rotate the queen further away. But the Dragon Riders, they have to take care of the ground damage. They have to take care of the damage on the queen, and so far the queen seems to survive. But it's 30 seconds, Carbon, and there's still 25% left in this base.
Yeah, there's a lot of this base still left. Dragon Riders are trying to make their way through. We have the Royal Champion platform to the right side as well. Drops the Wizard at the far left. Dragon Riders will go their way to the top side. Pulls a Sticking Air Mine. And it looks like it might not just be enough because we have the storage on the far right side. It looks like it has too much health over there and can't even get through it. And the queen is unfortunately not going to be able to help finish this off. And it's going to be a time fail. 98% here for Team Ninja to close it off. But that's going to put them only at another 2-star, which they're going to finish at 11 stars in this match. And congratulations to Marcos Gaming. They will be advancing to the playoffs, and they're going to be taking on MS Esports. Great job. They picked the right opponent here, and they will be playing next door this upcoming weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when the playoffs will be. We can take a final look at the matchups that we saw here today and all the teams that were able to advance here.
That's right. I mean, so far with the results coming in, Strat looked incredible strong. Vanguard had their anti-2-star bases really coming in clutch for them. Bezinger with some nice scores as well. Marcus Gaming as well, some great defense and pretty good offense as well. So overall, really interesting to see if, as you said, maybe overall the time. I mean, it was today a Monday, so overall maybe not optimal for all of those teams, and maybe that's the reason for not seeing as crazy high scoring matches as we would have expected from top of the top teams. So that might have been a reason right there. Otherwise, let's see how they can perform the next week, because out of those 4 teams which have won today, we're going to see next or this weekend again with Friday, Monday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And when you talk about the playoffs, let's go and take a look at the playoff structure as well, so that all the viewers at home can kind of get a sense of how it's going to work. Well, there's 2 groups, 4 teams each, and it's double elimination in the group stage, as 2 teams from each of the groups will advance to the finals. And then once you make it to the finals, which will have those 4 teams, because there's a total of 8 teams total that made the playoffs, there will be a single elimination. And then the semifinals and finals are best of 2 matches. And you may wonder, how are best of 2 matches? How do they work? Well, essentially you play 2 matches against your opponent and you add up the total amount of stars and percentage. That is how it works. Because normally best of 3s, it's first to win 2 matches and a best of 3 is it. But best of 2, you just add up total stars, total percentage, and whoever has the highest wins at the end of the day.
That's right. So there's a lot of action to come, and I cannot wait to see who's going to come out on top. There's so many good teams in this one, and all of them are fighting for this golden ticket. And I think everyone knows how much is on the line for those 2 teams. So for those 8 teams overall. So cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for the action gets started and for the teams to get ready and see what type of attacks, what type of bases we're going to see. Because I feel like every single week we had different strategy metas, with like 1 week or like 1 day we had a lot of Dragon Riders, the next day it was like a different style again with like Queen Charge Hydra. I feel like we have seen that today more than usually. So always fun to see what the teams are coming up with, and always fun to see what type of metas they're bringing into the mix with those different play days.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what these teams are going to do. You know, they have a few days in between from now until Friday, when the first match of the playoffs start. If you guys are wondering, well, Friday is that first match at 1 p.m. UTC, same time as all the other ones throughout the Clash Masters. So you guys do not want to miss that. And make sure you guys are following the Clash Masters over on Twitter for any more of the announcements, as well to keep following all the action of the matches as they're going on live and how they're going throughout the weekend, because that is when we'll be crowning the golden ticket. Yes, that's it. We're going to be finding out the second golden ticket team overall, who's going to be going to the Clash World Finals. I cannot wait for that, but it's been an absolute pleasure here casting this one with you, Itsu. And again, thank you to the production and staff for running this with the Clash Masters, the players in this event, and putting on an amazing show. And of course, all of you at home for watching and tuning in the chat. It's been a pleasure. It's been so much fun. And that's going to wrap up here today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Remember, guys, on Friday is going to be the first match of the playoffs, 1 p.m. UTC. You guys do not want to miss that. But till then, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys then. Flash on.